Latto versus Charleston White. We finally got the expose. We're sending it currently to Lauren LaRosa and Charlemagne the God at the Breakfast Club. We're hoping that they react to it. But I think they're probably going to think that there's a epidemic of manicness going around, okay? But we finally got the expose on Rock Nation. Remember in the interview I did with Charlemagne the God, Charlemagne continually asked, well, Ak, how do you know? Seems like you're just losing it. Well, I keep saying, as you know, I don't think Charlemagne's the sharpest knife in a drawer. However, I do think he's an expert at media. And what he did in that interview with me, it was masterful. He definitely spun the people by basically saying, if you don't have all the proof to prove whatever theory you have, you might just be making this up. All while handing me or reading an AI document or AI website that had magically vanished a couple weeks later. Anyway, we'll get to it. Latto and Charleston White are getting into it. And the YG, Drake, you're the ruler, Drake thing continues to evolve. But even more importantly, you know, these West Coast guys, it's so funny about the West Coast. The West Coast, they like to act like everything's like, you know, kumbaya. And there's like some togetherness there. In reality, I've never thought there was togetherness on the West Coast, okay? You know, it reminds me of like the NBA when all the players were acting like they were cool. Like, they're not cool. And I could tell there's some frustration starting to build. I see the West Coast podcasters and even people online. They're like, yo, Ak is trying to start beef. Nigga, I ain't trying to start no beef. Nigga, there is beef. Okay? Clearly, we know what it is. And we're gonna put some attention on this. This nigga Kendrick don't like Game for whatever reason. The Game been frustrated over years. Look like he's been genuinely trying to ask for a reason. Why don't you like me, bro? Yo, I helped pass the throne to you. I did a lot for the West Coast. We've worked together. You've rapped that you adore me. What happened? Now, you know, there's probably, you know, there's obviously two sides to this, probably three. For Kendrick, he's like, well, how could you bring that fuck nigga Drake to our hood? How can you bring him to Compton? He's dissing me. That's not a friend. That's not a mentor. That's a snake. Understandable. Okay? On the Game side, he's like, well, it's not that big of a deal. I didn't know y'all beef was like that, even though I think that's cap. Game is a rapper. You know why I came on last night? It was like, yo, you know, I'm used to no Vaseline type of thing. No. The Game is one of the most, you know, even though he's a name drop rapper, he's always got flack for that, but he's one of the best rappers of all time. He's a lyricist. He knows about subliminals and all these type of, like, you know, double entendres and shit like that. And if you're going to tell me that he has one of his biggest singles of his life with Drake, and Drake is on there chatting, and he has zero idea that's about Kendrick Lamar. This is after Control happened, this and third, where basically Drake even did a press run, even on West Coast radio, saying, hey, listen, you know, do you guys even remember like how Control verse starts? Like he was constantly using the fact of, yo, that's just a conscious backpack rapper who just got his shit off on a verse, but like I'm like the rapper who makes hits. So like I'm not buying this whole thing that Game had no idea. So in that side, I'm taking with Kendrick. Here's my problem, and not really my problem because I really don't give a damn. The West Coast dudes have this utter reverence for Kendrick that I'm not saying they shouldn't have, but they sweep everything under the rug like he can't be held accountable, right? From what I hear from this, and by the way, thank you to Statquo who heated this up, all I'm hearing is that the Game feels shunned. He's a bit confused, or he's been trying to reconcile. Like, even if Kendrick was mad about that particular situation, he's trying to reconcile. However, Kendrick has gotten to a place where he feels so above the fray and everybody supports it. That's what I think is wrong with the West Coast. No one actually thinks Kendrick walks on earth. They treat him like he's Jesus. He does the pop out. Well, if he's going to do the pop out, and this is all about, because this is a really selfish, I think he's a selfish artist. Every artist comes out to support him. He does the music video. Every artist comes to support. By the way, he could have done these things by himself. He didn't need to invite other people, but it looked better when the whole coast is rocking with you. all for the battle to end, and he's not supported one artist. He won't tweet something out. Like, these dudes are flopping left and right. Name a West Coast artist that hasn't flopped. Shit, even the verse is flopped. Everybody's flopping. Kendrick is the only one thriving. And that's the problem about the West Coast to me. I look at it, I'm like, y'all could keep acting fake, but it kills y'all down, like deep down low. Right? At least, not to make this a Drake Kendrick thing, but I guess I got to. At least you're going to see Drake at the World Cup with Sexy Red. He's going to give her a verse. He's going to try to make sure she's afloat out here. Kendrick utilized all the goddamn Infinity Stones. He supports not one fucking artist. And you know what everybody says? He don't got to. Nah, that's not. You don't got to. He goes away. He does his own thing. And I look at that and I'm like, this is hip-hop music, people. From the Lil Durks to the Meek Mills to, like, countless amount of rappers, we've all seen them complain about, yo, I support you, you don't support me. Remember when Meek used to get online saying, Wale ain't tweet my album out? Remember when Dirk used to be like, yo, these guys ain't support me? So I think these niggas are just scared of Kendrick. You're telling me none of y'all could be like, yo, bro, like, I came to the pop out, I'm over here crip walking, like, blood walking, doing all this shit. Yo, you can't, like, yo, nigga, I'm selling like 13K first week, bro. Like, yo, you can't give me a tweet, a shout out, a throw up on the story, nothing. That's where I always found the West Coast to be. It's like either they're scared of Kendrick to just kind of hold him accountable of some, like, yo, bro, like, you can support other artists, my nigga. Like, what's up? You get what I'm saying? But when it comes to Game, it's a little bit different. When it comes to Game, it appears that everyone is kind of siding with Kendrick to say, no, Game, you don't deserve an explanation. You don't deserve some type of respectful, conversation about what has happened with this rift with someone who used to look up to you. So the Game goes for years, and he's tossing and turning, he's stirring. And by the way, shout out to Stat Quo, but he tried to remix the conversation. But we have the audio when he first said it. He said the Game would call him and would be like, yo, bro, that's what I'm talking about. Like, we could play the audio. The Game was upset that he couldn't get this guy on the phone. That doesn't seem like respect. That doesn't seem like a peer. That seems like someone who looks at you and looks down at you. That's why even when Wack came on, again, trying to remix the situation, because, again, everybody coddles Kendrick. They're trying to remix the situation. Like, oh, no, Game could have got him on the phone. That's not what Stat Quo said Game said. He said he couldn't get on the phone with him. He said that's all he wanted. Then Wack says, oh, no, well, if the Game knew these things, which I believe Game did know, so I'm not saying Game has no fault. So we're not going to make Game victim here, right? If I'm Kendrick, I probably do have the demeanor to be like, Game, you're not some swag rapper or some trash, like, drill rapper. You are a rapper. You knew what was going on. You knew subliminals. It's the same way as soon as you heard a slight, like, hint of what could be a subliminal, you thought it was at you when it came to Dre, I See Dead People, which was the intro of Not Like Us. Okay? So that's the point. So I do believe the Game, was a little bit knowledgeable. But I think the Game's frustration has been growing, but he's literally said, let me see if I can find the clip again, because I had it up here yesterday. He literally said the Game was saying he couldn't get the dude on the phone. Give me 1 second. I'm going to put it up there again. And, these West Coast guys, I get it. It's a lot of gang culture out there. So, they all want to keep the peace. But that's why I got to thank to Stat Quo. He kind of woke it up. Like, yo, it's not all peace over here. They're all begging at the feet of Kendrick Lamar, the only guy with clout. And it's crazy. I love you guys on the West Coast. But y'all got zero motion. Like, there's nothing going on over there. It's a bunch of floppers. Like, y'all are all flopping. Like, there's nothing going on but Kendrick. Yo, put it like this. The hottest thing after Kendrick on the West Coast right now is an AI song. Let's think about that one. It's not thriving. Okay? Watch the party die. He watched the coast die. That's what happened. Atlanta's, they're kind of up and down. Florida going to be Florida. Drill going to be drilling in Chicago. New York is always bouncing around, right? But when it comes to the West Coast, dead. And they don't want to admit that. Completely dead. It was interesting. Everybody was having this hoorah about Game and YG doing the verses. YG can't sell 20K. YG got more buzz for a murder than he got for music. I'm sorry to say it, but somebody got to say it. Watch the party die. We watched his coast die. At least when the coast was dead, Game threw that bitch on his back. Carried it for a while. Try to help other artists. Black Wall Street. Try to grab this guy, that guy. Kendrick comes through TDE, gets mad at the contract. He didn't like that slave contract that Top put him in. Got you. He got out of there, made PG Lang. He gets the Infinity Stones. He's now the Black Messiah. He does good in the B versus Drake. He disappears. No help, no tweets, no nothing. To put it in perspective, and people might think this is completely normal, he spoke up more for a Florida artist back in the day. By the way, he should have. I actually give him credit for that. XXXTentacion, when he was going through stuff, he gave him more of a cosign, and even Kodak gave more of a cosign than he's ever given any of these other artists in L.A. L.A. rap is dead. We got to be honest. It's dead. I'm like, again, I'm not on the West Coast, but who's popping? There's nobody on the West Coast. Well, they're going to tell me Tyler, the Creator. It's like, come on, bro. What about Tyler? What about Doja Cat? You know what I'm talking about, right? Let's not mince words here. You know what I'm talking about. We're talking about that circuit that kind of supports each other, where think about the Atlanta circuit. Like the collaborations is very important. Anyway, I digress. I do want to just stick on this one point. And as much as everyone wants to whitewash it and just kind of be like, no, there's no problem. Because, now they're trying to write the narrative that Akademiks is trying to start beef. Does this sound like someone who is very happy with Kendrick Lamar? This is the Game's words to Stat Quo after Stat Quo got checked by Top Dog on a live. So the Game called Stat Quo, and this is the conversation being reiterated by Stat Quo. Listen to this.
Dot don't get on the phone with everybody, my nigga. He don't talk to niggas. This what y'all got to
That's a flex.
Understand about Kendrick Lamar. He just not talking to everybody. He talked to Glasses. He's a very few small people that he'll get on the phone with. I think that was another thing that Game had an issue with.
Let's stop it right there. I know you guys on the West Coast, I get it, blood in, blood out, Crip up, all that type of stuff. I get it. No disrespect to y'all gangs. Keep doing your thing. But we could understand clear context. The way this was said, Kendrick doesn't get on the phone with niggas. And then that's the Game's problem. We're not talking about some blogger trying to get a confirmation from Kendrick Lamar. We're not talking about some podcast or some media member. We're not even talking about some fucking new rapper who's trying to get him on a verse. We're talking about someone who he should have ultimate respect for because that person helped pave the way for him. That nigga helped bring him in the game. We're not, and this is why I was saying JCon was kind of looking a little weird to me. And I love his music because I'm like, at some point you got to be able to tell when a nigga don't fuck with you. You're telling me Kendrick Lamar, who at one point probably answered your calls all the time, right? When it was time for y'all to do music or you give him a cosign, he was there all the time. But now he's gotten a place, he don't talk to niggas. And now you're calling another man to complain that he won't answer your phone. This sounds like side chick behavior to me. But let's play it again. Maybe my ears is not helping.
He's a very few small people that he'll get on the phone with. I think that was another thing that Game had an issue with. He couldn't get Kendrick on the phone. And I'm trying to explain.
Okay, excuse me? Remember, they all claim there's no issue. But excuse me?
That he'll get on the phone with. I think that was another thing that Game had an issue with. He couldn't get Kendrick on the phone.
Now, I do know that there's a bunch of K-bots and people who are endearing to Kendrick. They're going to say, well, listen, that's Dot. We hear that a lot. That's Dot, which is, and one of the great things he does PR by not saying anything. I think lack of visibility, we almost start to think that Kendrick isn't online, like he doesn't see these conversations and he doesn't see what maybe other people feel about him. So when these things come up and he doesn't react, you're like, all right, well, if a tree falls in the woods and doesn't make a sound, did it happen, right? As opposed to like other artists, they're on social all the time and they kind of have to respond. And if they don't respond, we know there's something there, right? So Kendrick doesn't respond to anything. So because he doesn't respond to this, you can't be like, oh, this is a thing that shows that maybe he does feel away. Nevertheless, I guess we just give him a blanket pass for, in my opinion, odd behavior. I'm sorry. I don't think you get to a point in life or in music where you used to talk to people regularly or you used to have respect for them and be able to pick up their phone call like an average person. Have regular conversations like an average person. But now you're rocking iced out thorn crowns. You're now comparing yourselves to almost damn near like a deity. And now you're above talking to anybody, or at least your peers who used to be able to have some access to you. Okay? Now, I know people are going to defend it, whatever. But this is where you get to realize, and I really like that stat quote. I think you'd probably stop after that because it's getting way too much attention. But I'm glad that he finally brought, because I do it all the time. Shit, I'm going to bring the personal conversation I had with these rappers and I'm going to bring it online, nigga. Let's all talk. The fuck? Rappers don't do interviews anymore. So this is the only way we're going to get the content, right? Rappers don't do interviews. So the nigga who talks to the rapper, I talk to Drake. Drake ain't doing a fucking interview. All right, I told you what Drake said. Everybody talk about it. Like, yo, let's all eat. Fuck it. That's how it works, man. We don't give a fuck anymore. So the guy this is the first guy, and by the way, stat quote, did you notice how nervous he was yesterday when he was talking? And I asked him I said, well, you said Kendrick don't talk to anyone, but you're one of the few that do. He backtracked so much off it. I haven't talked to him in a long time. You could tell he knew his comments were at risk of probably getting cut from Kendrick's, like, he's going to be put on the D&D list. You get what I'm saying? You could tell. So, let's listen.
Very few small people that he'll get on the phone with. I think that was another thing that Game had an issue with. He couldn't get Kendrick on the phone.
Listen to this.
And I'm trying to explain. Like, man, why won't he just talk to me?
Thank you. Imagine, and this is where I say Stat Quo owes Jayceon an apology. And really, bloggers like me, Flacco, and a few others, it feels like we're sticking up for the Game. It's not even kicking Kendrick's back, and it's nothing with Kendrick and Drake. It's like a human thing, honestly. It's a human thing. It's like a respect thing. It's like, yo, dude, like, yo, do you really think this highly of yourself where, like, niggas who you used to look up to are begging to even, like, have a civil conversation with you? But you could tell, as much as the Game disguises it, Stat Quo just gave us the key. You have the Game on the phone with him, like, upset. Like, bro, that sounds like, you ever seen an emotional girl? Why won't he get on the phone with me? Like, come on. Like, you have another gangster rapper from your same neighborhood that emotional, begging for a phone call, and you want us to think that, oh, nah, y'all just don't talk. Wait, nigga, you don't like that nigga. So we're going to call it, you don't like that nigga. And now, the idea of trying to understand fully why he don't like the Game, we probably shouldn't even try to understand it. Because did we understand why he ain't really like Drake? No. He just told us he's the biggest hater. So we don't know why he might not really rock with the Game. Obviously, we do know a few things, right? We hear about a video shoot. Suppose he zipped up some hoodie, like they felt that was disrespectful. And then they, what else? And the 100 video shoot, which he brought the Game, he brought Drake through. But I and others felt bad for Jayceon. Jayceon's the Game, by the way. We felt bad for him because as a gangster rapper who's always came off as, you know, this super blood, like all this bravado, like he's like a macho MC. That's how I've always looked at the Game. To hear Stat Quo describe a conversation where the Game is emotionally begging, why won't he get on the phone with me? What? That's pathetic. We got to call it out. That's fucking pathetic. Now, me, I take the version of saying, the Game, you need to, like, Kendrick's going to be himself. I do think it's kind of weird that Kendrick won't talk to you like a man or a human. Like, what does he think he is, God? But whatever, cool, whatever. But the Game, you got to stop begging for this conversation 10 years later. Like, we're not talking about like 6 months or like a couple of months. Like, brother, it's like 10 years. Like, at what point, if you haven't talked to a man on the phone or you can't get him on the phone for 10 years, you're still saying you want a conversation? Nigga, fuck that conversation. Let's be honest. But let me keep playing because I want to show you, and this is where I said Stat Quo probably owes the game an apology because they all coddle Kendrick. And they don't say, oh, nah, Kendrick's being weird. He just won't talk to him. He's talking to other niggas about him, but he won't talk to him. He's telling other niggas the reason. He just won't talk to him. But you get on a podcast and you make the game sound like a peon and a loser and a weirdo side chick. He sounds weird doing this. Why won't he get on? That sounds weird. Sounds weird.
He couldn't get Kendrick on the phone. And I'm trying to explain. He's like, man, why won't he just talk to me? You know, I'm just like,
why won't he just talk to me? He's crazy. Why won't he just talk to me? He's crazy.
My nigga, like, hey, man. And I'm explaining to this nigga, everybody ain't the same. I remember having a conversation with Kendrick about that phone.
And exactly. So that's the interesting part about it. He juxtaposed that, the game being so frustrated and damn near crying about not getting a conversation with Kendrick, right? To basically saying he talked to Kendrick, not necessarily about that, about the game crying and waddling, but he talked to Kendrick about how he treats these other niggas.
And just talking. He's like, that's his vice. Because we were just talking about vices one day. And his vice is being away, like being able to cut things off and cut the world off and no one be able to touch him. Like some people's vice is shopping. He enjoys the fact that niggas just can't get to him.
They won't ask.
That also was a little bit alarming. Kendrick enjoys the fact that all these niggas are dying to talk to him. They look up to him. They put him on the mountain. They literally are calling him like the Jesus of the West Coast. And he doesn't talk to none of them. They want access. He doesn't give it. A gracious king treats his constituents like shit. I like it.
Access, and he be like, "Yeah."
They want the access, and he enjoys. Dog, we all.
That doesn't sound weird. He enjoys that he limits access to the people who all support him. Right? You don't think that's some fuck nigga shit? You can't get access to him, but when it's time to shoot the Not Like Us video and he needs you to come crip walk in there and do all that shit, he hits you up. He hits you up from a no caller ID number. You can't even call his ass back. First time he hits you up, you got to do something for him. You can't ask for no favor back. That's some West Coast friendship right there. Somebody says, you're just talking with no proof to spit in the air, hoping that it hits someone. We're going off the... That's what I'm saying. Stat Quo did us all a favor. He's telling us these people's conversation. We're interpreting the conversation. That's it. We're not coming with no new details. We have no new details. Stat Quo spoke with the game, and he's also mentioning things in the past about how he spoke with Kendrick. And he says Kendrick's demeanor is that he likes to starve the people who want access to him the most, which is most likely other rappers, other producers, and other people on his coast. He treats them like peons. Don't get that nigga line up. Yo, you know that one person, you don't want him to have your number. You be like, take my Instagram. It's like when a bitch tell a nigga, when you know, a nigga trying to bag a bitch, yo, can I get your number? You can take my Instagram. 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 That's it. I don't want, we got to limit the access. We got to limit the access. Somebody says the game cries a lot. Okay, that is true too. I'm not sitting here. Listen, we don't know actually Kendrick's real feelings. We don't know if there's other things. We're just going off what Stat Quo said. That's why I said Stat Quo and his bringing to the public, I could tell he's more in the camp of trying to make Dot and TDE feel good about it because everything he said made the game look like a sucker. I'm sorry to say it. It made the game look like a long inside chick. Like, yo, when is it my turn? You said it was Saturdays. No, you ain't seen me the last 2 Saturdays. Like, nah, fuck nigga, wait your turn. Like, it's going to be next Saturday. Catch you on the next one. You get what I'm saying? That's kind of what it's coming across. And I just thought, I didn't think that people were going to co-sign that. However, with Kendrick, people rewrite the rules. Now, we've seen some of these TDE guys. They've kind of also, it looked like, they don't fuck with the game either, man. Was it TDE Keemstar or something like that? TDE Keemstar, the game. Is it TDE Keemstar? Where's the guy at? No, it's TDE Keem. Yeah. Hold on. I'll just find it on Twitter. Now, I've also said repeatedly, the game has been like, they've been telling that nigga like, shoot, nigga, like they've been telling him to like go away, and he's still been trying to like, speak highly of the situation. Look, all right, listen. Okay, so here we go. So now the TDE guys, they're mad at Stat Quo for doing what, and this is why LA podcasters and LA shit can't really go too far. Y'all too much ganged up, my nigga. Like, bad enough these rappers don't do interviews and shit. Like, they act like it's a secret society. My nigga, if Drake tells me, Adam, whoever he talks to, Mealy Mall, some shit, we're bringing it to the net, my nigga. Well, not like on some snitching shit. It's just like, dog, we could tell you, like, because we have a relationship with these people. They treat, like, Kendrick like no one should ever talk about him, right? So, this TDE Keem dude, like, I think he carries the bags for, like, TDE and shit. He spoke on Stat Quo revealing that the game, Stat Quo had revealed that the game, had thought that Not Like Us was a diss or something like that. And Keem is he's on some shit like, wait, why are we talking about the King Dot? Like, none of his convos, why are we talking about it? So they're mad at Stat Quo. Because remember, King Kendrick cannot be criticized, should not be discussed, and his name should not be besmirched. Listen to this.
This shit, hey, you got to react to this tonight, though, today. Me, our dog, Stat Quo, he gave us the truth that we've been waiting for. Kane, what's happening, bro? Salute to you, King. What's the word? I appreciate it, bro. Ain't nothing to worry, man. We on this nigga game right now, man. Lying ass. Lying ass.
And that's another thing I was saying. So this guy is a TD, like, I don't know where he's in a TD ranks, right? Like, he might be the guy who watches the door. He might be the guy who crushes up the kush. He might be the guy who, like, does the test lines of coke. I don't know what he does, okay? Some people told me he's like the brother of, like, Schoolboy Q. Somebody told me he's a manager. I'm like, who is he managing? Yo, if these guys are managers, we gotta start talking. Yo, other than SZA, ain't nobody selling no records over there. Like, who is he managing? Like, who is it? Who is these guys managing? Yo, he's managing a Twitch stream. That's about it, okay? Cut it out, all right? Cut it out, all right? Let's get straight to it. So, Mr. TDE spokesman now tells us, right? He now tells us that, he's telling us the real TDE feelings about the game. They start calling the game names. Liar. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Like, they start speaking negatively of the game. While every time the game is asked about Kendrick, oh, Kendrick's my brother, man. Like, yeah, man, like back in the day. Like, he's always talking about Kendrick like they're long-lost brothers, like Cain and Abel. Like, he's talking about Kendrick like, yo, Kendrick is the best thing since sliced bread. But when TDE now talks about the game, they describe him as exactly what Kendrick thinks about him. A fuck nigga. Okay? Now, I'm not saying that's what it is, but you got to imagine Kendrick won't answer his phone call, and the other TDE niggas are calling him everything but a great guy. Listen to what Mr. Blunt Roller for TDE says.
We on game, lying ass. This nigga been feeling away since the fucking song Not Like Us came out.
Oh, shit. The lying ass game. Holy.
When Not Like Us dropped, oh, this shit blowing me right now. When Not Like Us dropped the first day, just think about it for us, though. Like, our first day listening to it, we was on Apollo. Shout out Bizzle AD, poured up on us on Apollo Legendary episode. Go back and watch it. In that same moment, Drake feeling how he feeling, right? Drake fans feeling how they feeling, right? Kendrick haters feeling how they feeling, right? And Kendrick supporters feeling how they feeling, right? Everybody, it's all good. But then you got that one nigga. He don't know if he love him. He don't know if he hate him. He don't know if he love him. He don't know if he hate. You know what I'm saying? He's just over there fucked up. Like, why won't you call me, blood?
They're clowning the game for being a groupie. There's one nigga who's frustrated. Like, imagine talking about a guy who, granted, Kendrick's Kendrick, but this is why legacies get disrespected, right? When the game, like just imagine like this. Imagine, I don't know, some new rapper treated 50 Cent like this. You'd be like, what? What the fuck? Like a new rapper from New York treated 50 Cent like this. You'd be like, what? What the fuck is going on? Like, you see reverence. You don't see, and imagine the crew of that new rapper who got the wave at the moment. They're all laughing at 50, like, yeah, 50 a lame. Like, what? That's how they do the game. That's why the game's light in terms of his legacy look dim. It looks dim because his own coast, they're not even having, they got the reverence for Snoop Dogg. They got it for Ice Cube. But they're kind of looking at the game like, yo, man, who invited this nigga to the cookout? And why is he getting a plate? Yo, could somebody tell this nigga he gotta go? You don't see what's happening? The game is talking about Kendrick like he is the chosen one. He's King Kunta. He loves him. I actually have, to be honest, I really have this theory. I have a theory that because of how the game has been treated, I think that's why he's always gravitated towards Drake. I don't think these guys ever really fucked with him. And I think he probably like, yo, bro, okay, I kind of fuck with both of y'all, but damn, I don't really love me over here at all. I think the game kind of knows. But I think he always wanted to talk publicly positive about Kendrick, hoping it would come back around. It's just that I'm looking at it like, dog, you got the blunt roller calling you a liar, bro. Like, yo, come on, game. Like, yo, game, they don't have no respect for you. It's like, put it like this. It's like Lil Baby. It's like me thinking Lil Baby got respect for me, and then his weed roller is swinging on me. Bro, like at some point you gotta realize the nigga don't fuck with you. He don't fuck with you, bro. So that's why I'm looking at like a dude who's from the street, the game, and I'm like, bro, what do you think being in Kendrick's good graces is gonna get for you? Look at all the niggas at the pop out. Collectively, they sold 40,000 records, all of them. Just lump them all together. There's no movement from the pop out. At everybody who went to the pop out, 40,000 records. Not one feature from Kendrick. We want to talk about it? No, exactly. So, my thing is, it crosses the line when the blunt roller for the man you have so much respect for is they're calling you liars. They're calling you out your name.
God damn. Let me know. You know me. Let me know. I'm Big Game still, you, man. Big Game James, too. Nigga, can you call me Big Game James? This is what's going on here, bro. Niggas just want to know if you love me still, man. Do you consider me? Because when Not Like Us drop, why the fuck is Game over there pissed off? Because Dre whispered, psst, I see dead people. Now.
Okay. Now, this is something that on face value, I agree with TDE Keemstar. That seems like the game is reaching, but that comes from a place of insecurity. It comes from a place of insecurity by not knowing where your relationship is with that person. That person won't give you a conversation. So you think that there's some animosity there, or you know there's some animosity there, but you don't know how far it will be taken. Will he try to sneak diss you on a record? He's already going at Drake, but you are kind of like, Drake is kind of like your dude. I don't know if you guys remember 2024, during that time, before even the game dropped this song to Rick Ross, the game did say some things on social media, not against Kendrick, but he did say some things that was basically saying, fuck y'all niggas who are trying to team up. Basically saying, let them two dudes squabble, and I don't respect y'all bitch-ass dudes who y'all are only trying to piggyback and jump this guy. So he was already verbally saying some stuff, and I could imagine Kendrick was like, yo, pussy nigga, are you trying to be over there? Like, you from LA, that's all they do, jump niggas. What the hell? Like, Kendrick was probably looking at him like, what the fuck? What the hell? Anyway, let's keep it going.
See, once again, I don't know how that's a diss, but I don't know the origin stories of Dre even saying that shit. So he said it on One Blood, and he said it on the other song that Stat did with Game. He said it on another song. You feel me? So maybe when they created those songs, Drake told them then, hey, when I say this shit right here, when I say this, I see dead people in front of somebody's shit, I'm gonna be dissing your ass. Unless he told that nigga, hey, I'll never say this on front of nobody else shit again. If you hear me say this on somebody else shit, just know this is to you. Why the fuck would that be the, like, I see dead people. And like I said, some things be above my pay grade, my understanding, my artistry, all that shit. Game could be right. All I'm saying is, why was his ass 6'5", 280, or whatever he is, tiny size, Tiny Johnson that is, 6'5", 275 out here going on podcasts lying about the fucking way he felt. Nigga, you felt the way and your actions showed that, and everybody else was trying to tell you, bro, you look like you you look like you wish Dot lost this shit. You look like you wish Dot lost this shit so you can get the feature from Drake, and then we wouldn't see you right here going on stage with YG tomorrow, playing with your goddamn whole career. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this shit ain't looking good. This shit ain't looking good, man. I'm gonna go back to his best friend, Stat Quo, who ain't seen him since the Will I Am thing, but that don't matter, because it's not about the last time you seen him. It's the last time you heard me, brother. And his brother, Stat Quo, his conscience, the one that gets all the details, the one that brings it right back to the podcast and give it to, you know, up-and-coming creators like myself who just love me some good detail. I couldn't believe I heard this shit last night. It ain't no way Stat Quo gave us what everybody been thinking. I almost called Nori and EFN from Drink Champs. I almost called Bagfield Podcast. I almost called Joe and the guys. You know, Ice, that's my dog. I almost called all these motherfuckers to just simply say, that nigga lied. That nigga been lying. He's a liar. Who? Game. That nigga's a big-ass liar at that. Stat.
Wow.
I almost called Nori. Liar. Who? Game. That nigga's a big-ass liar at that. Stat said it. Go back to Stat, what Stat said. I'm only going with Stat said from now on.
Wow.
And he's like, you the reason that I just that me and this man be having. This is real shit. On that conversation, I said, dog, these niggas fuck with you. I mean, that one shit where he was talking about Big Sean and all that shit.
I put me another little, 1,500, 2 racks. Hey, Mac, I'm right back with us. Let's go get our X5s, nigga.
Okay. Now, this guy also been giving us some info. He basically called the game a groupie. Listen.
Content. Oh, so I'm telling him, tell somebody steal this narrative.
So TDE seeding the narrative that the game is a washed-up loser who's a groupie. Now, that's not me. And I know the game because the game kind of reminds me of a nigga that I think if he's going to respond to this, he's going to say, fuck you, Ak. And he knows I have love for him. The real issue here is that they're down to disrespect you while you got to keep it cute. That's the problem. You got to keep it cute because they might kick you off the whole West Coast. You know Kendrick run the whole West Coast. You can't go against that. You can't do that shit. So I know usually when a rapper can't go to another rapper, they blame the media nigga. Nah, fuck Ak. He trying to stir shit up. I'm going off y'all words.
I don't know if nobody came with this narrative.
Look, they're putting out narratives. Here's this narrative right here. Now, let me make this so y'all can see it. Here's this narrative, chat. They basically act like this nigga did some wedding crasher shit and popped up on stage like Lil Mama when Kendrick was getting like the crown to L.A. Listen to this.
My boy ain't appreciate that, and he was popping up on Dr. Dre now. That's how I see it. He trying to pop up. Trying to get a couple records clear, trying to see what's up. Because this is also what Stat Quo said too.
So by the way, let me try to, add some context. The game drops his debut album in 2005. By the way, he was shelved for like 2 or 3 years before because he was working with Dr. Dre. They couldn't find the proper mix of songs that they could roll out for a debut album. 50 Cent comes in. It's classic documentary classic album. Okay. In between that album and the next album, because of his fallout with 50 Cent, Dr. Dre also falls back. They kind of look at the game as like a little snaky type of figure. On 50 Cent's side, we see the game kind of working with Fat Joe and Jadakiss, or not being, he wasn't down with dissing him at that point because 50 didn't fuck with Ja Rule. Anybody around Ja Rule he was beefing with, included Fat Joe and Jadakiss, who were on the song from New York, okay? So when Game was not openly down to diss the affiliates of Ja Rule, basically 50 was like, I ain't with this. Also, people felt like, he thought it was bigger than the program. He got kicked out of G-Unit. The rest is history. Shit separates. The game actually gets put off G-Unit. In Aftermath, he actually gets moved to Interscope Geffen. Geffen's another, it was a sub-label of Interscope. A lot of things that happen behind the scenes. Okay, he drops his follow-up album 2 years later. Is it 2 or 3 years? It might be 3 years later. 2 years later, actually. Actually, a year later. Doctor's Advocate. Love that album, but the album is heavily based on. It was supposed to be a bunch of Dre beats. He had no Dre beats. He had shout out to I forgot the producers who actually did a good job curating that album. But the context of the album was him crying, and respectfully I'm not saying crying to put him down because my favorite rappers be crying. I'm saying he was very vulnerable and introspective about how he felt he lost a mentor. Okay, now around that time. And going into the next couple years, Dr. Dre is only seen with one artist. And he's seen with this one artist in the studio, and it's Kendrick Lamar. And he's giving this guy a blanket cosign, damn near saying this is going to be the guy. And the Game seems like he's kind of out the picture. The Game career kind of flusters a bit. He tries to find, hits wherever he could. He tries to do some formulas of let's get, Keisha Cole or whoever, let's get her on the hook and let's try to make some songs. And eventually, by the time Kendrick comes out, his career is kind of it's not that popping anymore. Drake is one of the artists that gives him one of the last hits that he got. That's 2014, 2015. Anyway, it appears that TDE Keemstar right here is saying that the issues that may have started even way before Drake got brought to Compton in 2014. These issues may have started before the 2010s or maybe around the 2010s when maybe Game gets a little bit jealous that the person who he wanted acceptance from, Dr. Dre, clearly fucks with another artist, Kendrick. That's what he's hinting to. That's me reading between the lines. Maybe my take is wrong, but I think that's pretty self-explanatory if you kind of know the story. Because if he's saying Game kept popping up on Dr. Dre, it feels like he's popping up uninvited. How would they know he's popping up on Dr. Dre? Because Dr. Dre is with Kendrick. By the way, Kendrick was also working with Dr. Dre on them kind of making the on Detox. So Detox is the album that never came out, right? Yeah. So remember when Dre was working with all these rappers, they were supposed to be the people helping him write Detox? Kendrick was one of the integral people there.
Trying to get a couple records clear, trying to see what's up.
So he's kind of describing it, the Game. This is before Drake. He's describing the Game as like some hobo. He's popping up to the studio yo, can I get a record clear? Yo, can I get a beat? Yo, can somebody give me a beat? Yo, y'all can let me in? So, ew, right?
Because this also what Statco said too. He said that the Game would have had his career actually, and Stat had some records. Stat had some records for sure. But what's that one record he had? He was outside Chevy. Man, I like that record though for sure. I think it was called like that. But anyways, though. He said Game was outside the studio. Do. All right, nigga. Dre.
See? Once again, painting Game as Ashy Larry. He's like Tyrone Biggins. The fucking crackhead. Hey, y'all got something in there for me? Damn, you're describing a West Coast legend as being some lame-ass nigga beating down the studio door trying to get in. This is the respect they have for the Game. Even if this was true, they're describing him in a lame way. Oh, yeah, when Dot was up in there with Dre, this nigga would just pop up, just beating down the door he trying to get inside. Yo, get out of here, nigga, your time is up. And that's how they're describing the whole relationship.
Come on, nigga, I know you like that freestyle. I know you like this shit. You like this hot shit I'm spitting. He said they wasn't letting him in the studio.
So the Game couldn't even get in the studio. They got him outside. Can't even get inside the club like how Chris Brown said. How you hating from out there? Okay?
Wasn't getting the...
Yo, listen, the Game just probably spat 360 bars. Yo, 360 bars on Running was good. No, well, it was 300 bars on Running, but 360 bars? Oh my God, great song too. He even had 400 bars. That nigga used to just rap to rap, right? And I loved it, especially when he was beefing. But they're saying that basically he was kind of seemed like an annoyance. This guy, no one wanted him around. And that is another thing about self-awareness. If people could tell this story 16 years later, that they're describing a time that they're saying you were popping up at studios, beating down the door, they didn't want you around. Yo, can I get in there? Yo, you heard that freestyle? They're describing you as an annoying gnat. And at a point, you have to like figure it out to be like, these niggas, even if they do let you in the room at one point, they're tolerating you. They didn't really invite you and they don't really want you around. You got to take the hint. You got to, and also, even more than take the hint, you got to realize who you are. Because the game, I think, his legacy looks odd when it looks like you're begging the next man's. Like, in a sequence of successors of kings of California, for me, the predecessor of Kendrick is Game. With all due respect, I don't think even YG, I know a lot of people saying he won the verse. YG was never king of California. Like, he never had a reign. Like, that's Kendrick's reign. So it's like the Game had a uncontested reign, but then it was Kendrick after that. So YG doesn't even have a reign of being the king of Cali or the king of the West Coast at all. And my thing is that the preceding king is now being talked about like he was the peasant. That's the funny part about it.
It wasn't coming around. They wasn't fucking with it. They said Dre planned on shelving Game. This was Stat Quo said, don't even get at me. There's nothing to get at me about. I'm just listening.
So they're describing the fact that they're not fucking with Game.
We just trying to put the little pieces to the truth in the details. That's crazy being there that night. I didn't know it was that legendary and still would be a factor this many years later. Shout out Big Time in front of the congregation. No, it was a legendary night. For sure. Like, I was in the building too. I'm on that stage too.
Now they're talking about this night where Kendrick gets past this crown.
Go look in the cut. But powerful ass night for real. Like, I thought that was beautiful. I thought it was beautiful. Dot up there crying and shit.
Right.
That nigga Dot empathed out too. He felt that shit. He felt that shit like, damn. I'm around my big dogs. All my big dogs fucking with it. They feeling this shit. They crowning me, passing the torch. But I don't think everybody was on board.
So they're saying that they believe the Game was jealous.
Just showed up.
Once again, they're claiming he wasn't invited. He just showed up. They say the Game is the nigga. He just show up. He don't wait for invites. He did kind of confirm that. He said, well, I don't need an invite to the pop out. If I wanted to, I would just show up. And I think we all kind of listened to that and said, Game, I think everybody else got invited, gang. I don't think Russell Westbrook just showed up to Crip Walk with DeRozan. I think they got invited, gang. So you're the only one that don't care about the invite. You just pop up. But the TDE dudes are explaining that they think the Game is like annoying because he keeps popping up. Imagine they hate the nigga that keep popping up and exactly why they glad that he ain't show up to the pop out. Hilarious.
Would have looked crazy. And then you got to think about it too, though. So, right, like, this is Stats words again. I'm acting like due to chilling with Moni. I'm just taking all Stat shit and adding it to my shit.
Okay.
He didn't know that Kendrick felt the way about that. He reiterated it, but now he said in retrospect he could see and understand it. But guess what? This is the bomb. This is one of the bombshells I'm going to drop here today. But he said when Kendrick did Power, this is what he said. When Kendrick did Power, and they knew that 50 Cent.
Okay. Now I see some people saying next topic. Listen, I know it's some West Coast fuckery. They're never usually this entertaining, so we got to drag it for as much as we can. Anyway, I will say this. So, we do have an update. The Game who's been solid in all this, Wack came on here. We had Stat Quo on here too. But Wack downplayed it. Okay? Wack downplayed the whole thing. And the Game today made a response to a video made by Flacco. So Flacco talked about this topic on his channel. And Flacco kind of had some of the same things to say about it like me, except he wasn't saying that the game looks kind of like, down bad. That's my opinion. He was saying, yo, Kendrick, why are you moving like that? That's kind of weird and odd. And the game responded to this video by saying, at least one nigga gets it. Fans and internet goofies will never get it. These niggas aren't who you think they are. One day, I'm going to pull the curtain down so you could see every clown in they circus. Now, this seems like the first time he's actually, coming to terms that TDE don't like him, and he's threatening to kind of expose all of this stuff now. Okay? He's saying Flacco got it. And he's saying other people don't get it. And he says, these niggas aren't who you think they are. Now, let's hear what Flacco says that he's agreeing with.
Kendrick Lamar had a relationship with the game when the game was somebody that he needed. When the game was showing love to Kendrick, putting his arms around him, taking him on tour, right? Like doing things that big. Yo, if the game is helping usher you into the industry and showing you mad love when he didn't need to, I feel like the least you owe him is hey, bro, I don't rock with you because of this. But I ain't trying to hear the decoration for that goofy stuff, bro. Oh, nah, he's just mysterious. He just, nah, man, he just be disappearing. He just, nah, man, Dot is like Jesus Christ, Jesus Christ be gone for 2,000 years, he ain't come back yet. That's how Dot is, Dot imitates Jesus Christ. Man, hey, bro, y'all cannot, hey, Stat, you usually fair, bro. You can't decorate this goof.
Keep in mind, the game commented under this video, which a reasonable person could say he agrees with the sentiments being displayed or being talked about or being communicated. And if we look at his comment seems to suggest the same. So we're not, because you're going to have these guys, they're going to be like, oh, no, Ak is, creating some. No. This is real.
Ish. I watched about 4 clips today of Stat. He sounds like a fair guy. You can't decorate. This is goofy stuff. You can't hop on the phone. Hey, bro, this is why I don't. Hey, bro, this is why I don't rock with you.
Hey, word on the streets. Kendrick got the old school phone. You remember the phone that you got minutes on? Like when you got like 150 minutes, you can't waste your minutes. He can't waste his minutes being on the phone with no goddamn game. Okay, he don't got that unlimited data plan. All right, he can't get on the phone with this nigga for 5 minutes and explain to him like, I don't fuck with you. All he gotta do is send that nigga a Big Sean song. I don't fuck with you, pussy nigga. I don't really. Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
Especially if y'all had a relationship and a rapport. I don't agree with that goofy stuff, bro, at all. That's just goofy and weird. And like, I'm sorry. Nah, y'all can't decorate that, bro. So after this story apparently went viral, they were live. And while they were live having a conversation, Top Dog tapped in, right? Top Dog is obviously, the CEO, owner of TDE, is literally Top Dog Entertainment, right? So Top Dog called in. And Top Dog called in and finally gave the world the real reason Kendrick Lamar don't rock with the game or stop speaking to the game. The reason that they should have probably gave the game, I don't know, a decade ago that they didn't. So they kind of kept the mystery, kept it in the air, kept the game thinking, wait, am I crazy? Am I tripping? Am I not? And they told the world before they told the game, which I just thought is just like, come on, bro. So here is the reason, according to Top Dog, why Kendrick Lamar don't like the game and why he stopped speaking to him.
All was about Top was calling me to tell me that when these clips come out, we got to tell the whole. He said, I know you telling the whole story, but you got to tell, it got to be in the clip of the whole story, because he want everybody to understand Dot didn't just stop talking to him for no reason. After that video that dude shot in Compton, that changed everything.
The 100 video.
The 100 video. And I had spoke about that and remember I said that I told Wack and Game about that. And Top thing is like, hey, that gotta be it. It don't need to be perceived that Dot just stopped talking to Kendrick out of nowhere. I mean, Kendrick stopped talking to Game out of nowhere. Right. That was the thing that, you know what I'm saying, that did it. And he reminded me that some of the younger guys when they shot that J-Rock video, they went over to Game's house to do that part. And Game when he put that mask on, he said that the label or somebody said he couldn't show his face. But 2 weeks later, he did a Hurricane Chris video.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
these are the things that Top is reminding me on the phone.
You don't like the Game because the Game did a song with Drake and allowed Drake to come to his hood. So you just run all of Compton now. Game didn't bring Drake to your block. Game didn't bring Drake to your hood. Game brought Drake to his hood with his friends and his homies. So now you don't like Game because he, wait, hold on, when was that song, bruh? Hold on, man. When did Game drop 100? When did the Game? It has to be like
2014.
a decade ago.
Yeah, it was.
It has to be, bruh. 100 dropped in 2015. That's how long Kendrick Lamar been hating on Drake. Kendrick Lamar been hating on Drake for 11 years. He got mad at the Game because the Game had Drake in Compton, as if he runs all of Compton, and he kept that grudge with him for 11 years. Now do you see how sick and upset?
By the way, Ranger thank you for the 5. It says, love your act, but can't agree. We still haven't seen your Drake interview. What was that? That was a comment in comparison to what? That Kendrick hasn't done anything for artists? I'm media. If I'm a rapper supporting Drake all through this, think about all the rappers who literally that's what Drake's demeanor is. Khaled, I'm not giving you a fucking feature because you weren't standing on my side. Fuck you, nigga. People mad at him with Sexy Red, but he gonna do another song with Sexy Red. You know why? She's always on his side. He gonna do a song with 21 Savage. Matter of fact, he was just on Iceman. Why? And I'm talking about artist to artist. We're not talking about artists and media. Like, these guys don't want to do interviews. Like, even Drake. No one wants to do interviews. It's like an interview exposes. Here's the thing. If you're the only one talking, Yachty went through this. No one said nothing to Uzi. No one said nothing to 21 Savage. No one said nothing to Kodak. They were all in the same freshman class. Yachty doing interviews, people just started hating him. So I do understand Drake not doing an interview, right? Even right now, like, finally the algo is in his favor, right? Like, me and we talked about that. Like, yeah, it's in his favor. Like, let's not fuck it up, right? Nobody says that about Dot. Nobody says about Rihanna. Nobody says that about, well, Jay's not really a rapper anymore, but he did do an interview. J. Cole, like, these guys don't really talk. So I don't think media could be like, oh, okay, no, you have to give media something. I do think you should communicate with media, right? But I was speaking about Kendrick and other rappers. Other rappers supported him. They stood on his side. They get nothing. They don't get a retweet. Not even a song. They don't even get a retweet. Throw it up on a story. Nothing. That's the thing, okay? Thank you for the donation, though.
Success Kendrick Lamar was with Drake? Is that normal to you guys? No, do you guys honestly think that's normal? Do you guys think that Drake had like this fiery beef with Kendrick Lamar in 2015? Do you really think that Drake, who at that time was dealing with Meek Mills, trying to expose him for ghostwriting rumors, you really think Drake had this everlasting beef with Kendrick Lamar in 2015? No, Kendrick Lamar was this obsessed hater. You is cutting off.
Wow, it's interesting. So the Game even responding to this. I didn't know. I didn't listen to the whole Flocka clip before I posted it. I didn't know he got into the part of saying that Kendrick's a hater. The Game responding to this, I don't know if he's co-signing that part. I do think he's co-signing the other part.
A dude who showed love to you early. You cutting off a dude who you was really cool with early, 2015. Because he did a song with Drake. Now do you understand the obsessed weirdo stuff that we be talking about? Nobody can mask that up. That is goofy. That is beyond goofy. What does that man bringing Drake to Compton, to his hood, have to do with you and him? He ain't diss you. He ain't do nothing to you. Bro, that's just, man, hey, bro, y'all got to understand, bro. Y'all got to stop, like, decorating and masking. Bro, goofy stuff is goofy stuff, man. Kendrick Lamar.
Okay.
I can't tell you what.
Okay. So that is the latest update, okay? The Game appears to have now responded. And it would be interesting to see where this goes. I don't expect Kendrick to give him that phone call at all or to speak on this, but we'll see the TDE guys probably start being a little bit more vocal in probably letting it be known what's really been going on with the game and them, either behind the scenes or other things that we don't know, okay? It's, still, I don't think the game is going to come out being the one with the sympathy that people be like, oh, no, bro, you deserve the call. I think people are going to be like, bro, get out your feelings, man. Kendrick does what he does, So we'll see. All right. Okay. Where are we at? Man? Damn, I'm surprised we even got 9,000 people. It's 2 a.m. All right. It's all good. Just keep rocking out with me. I'll keep going till I'm tired. I'm good now. Let's see. What did I say? Oh, we should watch this. Now, guys, this one's a doozy. Okay, I'm going to play it on 1.5 speed. But what's the dirt? He's finally gone manic. Okay? What's the dirt?
Due to repeated copyright claims on my...
What's the dirt? One of the best guys on YouTube for breaking down hip-hop, not only lyrics, but hip-hop situations and giving full-on context to it. He does a really good job. He's kind of adjacent to what Trap Lord Ross does. Trap Lord Ross is more research and documentarian type stuff. What's the dirt is he's going to get to the context and really connect the dots for us, which I like that about him. Now, y'all have seen all these things. I don't have to give you a history lesson on everything that's happened, from whether it's happened to me, whether it's happened to Drake. But we've always keep hearing Rock Nation, Rock Nation, Rock Nation. I will admit that Charlemagne, who I do believe was operating as an operative for Rock Nation, I felt like he scored a few points in trying to dissipate that conversation by saying anyone who blames their misfortune on Rock Nation is losing their marbles and is probably manic, right? That was pretty much that exchange that people said, damn, okay, all right, well, if you can't fully prove it, maybe that's what it is. Well, What's the Dirt has now kind of like grabbed all of these things that seemingly are random or isolated, but the people are somehow connected, and kind of like did some deep digging research into figuring out what or who is behind it or how they're related. And this is such a masterpiece. I do want you guys to go check out his channel. I believe, Rock Nation had got it taken. They move fast. They got it taken down like within an hour, but he put it back up, with a few corrections to make sure they have no reason to take it down. So anyway, we're going to watch this real quick. I'm going to put the speed up. I'll chime in here and there, but this is a really good expose. Check this out, chat. Okay? Check this out. Also, have y'all noticed ever since the conversation I had with Charlemagne, like, Charlemagne doesn't talk about this type of stuff no more. Ever since the AI website got exposed, nobody talks about it no more. They just like moved on. That was like a good button up to whatever they had going on. All right, let's look over here now.
Content. I've started a Patreon where you can watch the detail now. You suddenly found themselves under one by one, people connected to the exact same side of a movement suddenly found themselves under attack, and accusations were almost identical every time. It started when Drake, the biggest artist in the world, became the target of multiple lawsuits over his partnership with the gambling platform Stake. Lawsuits claiming the platform was used to manipulate streams with bots and artificially inflate his own success. Now keep in mind, Drake had just survived what a lot of people in the industry thought would be his downfall. His own lawsuit against his own record label had already accused them of some of the exact same things that he was now being accused of. He referred to himself as a corporate hit survivor on his recent track Dust. The writing had been on the wall for quite some time that Drake had realized his own power and was chasing something bigger with more control and leverage. Once we saw that he was suing his own record label, re-signing with UMG stopped making any real sense, and then on May 15th, he dropped 3 projects in one night, and if industry insiders are correct, that move wasn't really just about music. It made the biggest artist on the planet a free agent, and he now had more power outside the system than anyone in music. Depending on what he does, like if Drake makes a move outside of the 3 majors, it could definitely be a problem. Then came Akademiks, who is one of Drake's biggest independent media supporters and arguably one of the loudest voices in the entire genre, and he got pulled into the exact same storm. Suddenly, Akademiks was buried in legal troubles, depositions that stretched on for hours, with questioning that went way outside the scope of the actual case.
Are you blindly loyal to Drake? Did you ever leak exclusive information from someone on Drake's camp?
And just like Drake, it didn't take long before Akademiks was tied to the lawsuits involving Drake, while blatant AI-generated articles started popping up online attacking his team's credibility. Then in April of 2026, Akademiks put out a video breaking down Jay-Z's GQ interview, and he was definitely very critical about it, but within days he said Roc Nation hit him with around 10 copyright strikes across all of his platforms and affiliated channels.
Roc Nation currently are using illegal means, for example, filing DCMA claims. They're abusing it on YouTube.
I meant DMCA, sorry.
Claiming that if you have an opinion about Jay-Z on any content that he's in, instead of acknowledging what it actually is, which is fair use, they're now filing claims if you're not riding his dick.
Because Akademiks isn't the only creator that this has happened to. Back in December of 2024, YouTuber Trent Out Loud said 2 separate sources told him that Roc Nation and Jay-Z keep an entire team scouring the internet, making sure content creators don't step out of line, and that they'll fire off cease and desist letters the second they do.
2 people told me that Roc Nation and Jay-Z have a whole team scouring the internet and making sure that content creators are not stepping out of line, and they will send cease and desist letters or illegal letters with the quickness. So
multiple users on X have publicly claimed they received copyright takedown notices connected to Roc Nation and their law firm Reed Smith. Another YouTuber by the name of BJ Investigates seemingly had the exact same thing happen.
So I published the video to BJ Investigates, the channel you're watching here, and the video promptly gets removed from YouTube because somebody, supposedly purporting to be from the law firm called Reed Smith, issued a copyright takedown request on the video, or a demand. So the video actually got completely removed from YouTube. A copyright strike was on my channel. I had to appeal it. The appeal worked because obviously it was fair use.
But before I can go any further, I need to talk about today's sponsor, ZocDoc. One thing I've realized as I've gotten older is it's way to this is you can do it all online anymore because you video, and for helping us all navigation where information was being collusive. Thank you. Then things got even stranger. Someone close to Akademiks became the subject of a private investigation where information was being collected, photos were being taken, and spread through mainstream media.
Speaking of wire transfers, I hear there's a real investigation going on in Australia into you and your boy George, otherwise known as the Asian Man.
Where you getting this information? Yo, George and Win, how you?
But this is where it gets really interesting because that's when Larry Jackson enters the picture. Larry wasn't just some random executive connected to Drake. He was a longtime partner who helped build some of Drake's biggest moments of his career, and Larry helped shape the entire streaming era. And while Drake was busy fighting for his reputation and his freedom, Larry was building something that threatened to change how the music business works at its core.
6% of new up-and-coming artists now want to sign to a major label.
Wow. 6%.
And I was like, oh, this is a shift.
Larry's company Gamma was built under one simple idea. Artists should have more ownership, more control, and more power over the system that profits off them. And look, if you've been paying attention to Drake, whether it be through his music or symbolism, visuals, he's been saying a lot of the same things. I won't get too far ahead, but let's just say that there have been a lot of rumors about Drake, Larry Jackson, and Gamma making some big moves behind the scenes. Drake has become one of Gamma's biggest supporters, and on May 15th, he doubled down, putting Gamma-affiliated artists all over his releases. He featured Low Shimmy, and he featured Sexy Red, and they're both Gamma artists. And then when it comes to Molly Santana, she's not over there yet. This is a prediction. I got a feeling she's going to end up over there. But within just 2 days of the streamer Kitschka revealing the release date for Drake's album Iceman, Larry and Gamma got hit too. This time it came through 2 anonymous websites, LarryJacksonExposed.com and GammaExposed.com, accusing Larry of fraud, faking streams, and artificial growth driven by bot networks, the exact same accusations. And pay attention to how they did it, because that seems to be their weapon of choice. These were not articles in an authentic publication. These were anonymous AI-generated hit pieces branding him as Larry Scamson and Gamma Scamma, and they didn't spread by accident. Hundreds of fake X accounts, a literal bot network, pushed the links all out at once, and now Larry is suing to find out who did it. So just sit with that.
By the way, both websites were created. The DNS was registered 5 seconds apart.
For a minute. The same people who are being accused of using bots to fake streams are literally getting attacked by actual bot networks pushing AI-written smears through fake websites and fake accounts. Basically, the entire campaign runs on the exact same thing that they're accusing everyone else of doing. Now, before I even go deeper, let me just show you the timeline because it is pretty tight. April 17th, Drake's lawyers filed their final brief in his appeal against UMG, pushing his defamation case forward. 4 days later, April 21st, streamer Kitschka pulls the book out of Drake's ice sculpture and reveals the Iceman release date. When that release date got announced, the internet was Drake. That's just what it was. He was everywhere. Just 2 days later, April 23rd, Larry Jackson and Gamma get hit, accused of fraud, bots, and streaming manipulation. And then 1 day later, April 24th, an announcement drops about a brand new lawsuit against Drake and Stake, but it's not a reporter breaking a story, it is a press release written by the lawyers themselves who paid a wire service called PR Newswire to make sure the whole world saw it. Remember that website because it definitely comes back. For whatever reason, this small boutique law firm out of Virginia wanted this new botting lawsuit against Drake blasted as far as possible right at the peak of his Iceman rollout. I mean, look at how tight that window is. We get a filing, a reveal, an attack, and a lawsuit all stacked back to back, all carrying the same accusations, circling one man and the people connected to him. It's time to start asking some questions. Was this really one big coincidence? Were these really isolated situations? Or was there a bigger force connecting them? And if there was, who's behind it and why? So let's step back and look at the whole board. We've got Drake, Aiden Ross, DJ Akademiks, and the people around him, Larry Jackson, Gamma. On the surface, these are completely different people, but they're all connected in the sense that they all collaborate and they all represent a similar thing. They're all either outside the system entirely, or they're actively fighting against it or a threat to it. And none of them can really be controlled. Drake has never hidden how he feels about the industry, and now it looks like he's a free man. Akademiks built his own media world where nobody can call him up and threaten his position, and Larry literally built Gamma around handing power back to the artist. Control is shifting from that old system rapidly. It's melting away, and a lot of new artists or upcoming artists are starting to realize it. So you have to ask yourself, who spent decades building power inside that old system? Who's deeply embedded in the music business? Who's got massive interest in the gambling world? Who's been filing lawsuits against creators and leaning on copyright law? And who's been quietly at war with almost everyone we just named?
It was just like, all right, man, we played enough defense. 2026 is all offense.
First and foremost, let me be clear, this is a theory, but it didn't come out of nowhere. Akademiks recently revealed on a live stream that he had talked directly with Larry Jackson, who's now suing those anonymous AI websites to find out who's behind them. And Larry reached out to Akademiks for a pretty good reason, I would assume.
But it's really one of the most powerful people in the music business. And this person called me and this person said, I had to reach out to you to tell you you're not crazy. Dude, I'm going through the same thing, but I'm dealing with it legally. He said, I called you just to let you know, if you ever need legal help, if you ever need whatever, I'm here to back you up. But he said, didn't you see some stuff pop up about me? And it looks so beautiful and so good. Where did that come from? When you exposed that they came at you and they're using an AI article, they made a whole AI website about me.
Both men noticed a similar pattern and the same timeline, both getting smeared by anonymous AI sites with similar accusations, and if you follow Akademiks, you already know where his suspicions point.
So Roc Nation, Jay-Z, their reputation is dirt.
Both men seem to be pointing in a similar direction, Jay-Z and Roc Nation, which raises the real question, why would Jay-Z have any reason to go after Drake, Larry Jackson, or the people around them? And what would he have to gain?
What would he have to gain?
3, 2, 1.
To understand the motive, you have to look at what Jay-Z is trying to build right now, and more importantly, what he's failing to build. We can start with gambling because Jay-Z isn't a bystander in this field, he is an actual owner. In 2021, he and Roc Nation invested in Fanatics, and he took a board seat as a vice chairman of Fanatics Betting and Gaming.
Jay and I started this business together.
And in America, you can't just flip on a switch and open a gambling business. You need a license in every single state separately. That is the slow, painful grind Jay-Z and Fanatics have been going through for 4 years. And today, Fanatics sports betting is legal in 23 states. That is the sports betting side of it, but they ended up going after something else. Fanatics decided to dip their toe into online casinos, which is a completely different game with a completely different problem. Online casinos are only legal in 7 states, and Fanatics is only live in 4 of them, which is not what they want. Like, the real prize is the 46 other states. They want them all. And in September 2025, the biggest version of that prize got yanked off the table. Roc Nation was part of a $5.4 billion bid to build a casino right in Times Square with a Fanatics sportsbook inside Jay-Z's own 40/40 club. A city advisory board killed it. 4 votes to 2. Declined.
Bid to create a casino in the middle of Times Square appears to be dead in the water.
They needed 4 of the 6 votes in order to move forward, but they only got 2 of the votes on this board.
Overwhelmingly, we've heard from residents from Manhattan Plaza to Midtown, even small businesses, around emailing, calling us, over 1,000 emails and phone calls saying they did not want this to be the economic driver in our district.
Now let's look at the other side, which is Stake, one of the biggest online casinos in the world, and Stake doesn't apply for anything. Stake.com is an offshore crypto casino banned from operating in the United States, so the American side runs through Stake on a loophole. You buy gold coins, you get Stake cash, and you redeem Stake cash for real money. They call it a sweepstakes or a promotion, not gambling, and because it's a promotion, they skip state gambling laws entirely.
Yes! Oh my God! Yes!
And Drake is definitely a big part of Stake. He had a deal reported to be worth at least $100 million a year to gamble on stream, bet on sports, and drive players to the platform. And what I'm about to tell you next really matters, and it is not just a theory, it is literal facts. The licensed and regulated gambling industry has been openly trying to kill Stake's entire business model. The American Gaming Association has spent years arguing that sweepstake casinos are illegal, and they're pushing regulators to completely shut them down. They want to kill Stake, they want them gone. And they're not the only organization that feels that way. Fanatics Sports Betting, Jay-Z's company, is part of an organization called the Sports Betting Alliance, and the whole entire point of this organization is to 1. Legalize regulated online casinos in all 50 states, and 2. Destroy unregulated sweepstake companies like Stake. In fact, it's literally written directly on their website. Unregulated iGaming platforms like Stake evade U.S. gaming laws and safeguards that prevent minors from gaining access. It's literally in black and white, like Jay-Z's company, Fanatics Betting, is part of an organization, and that organization wants to destroy companies like Stake. I mean, the alliance that Fanatics is a part of even put out a full-on commercial called The Dangers of Unregulated Betting, and they literally feature Drake in the commercial.
These unauthorized betting sites aren't bound to any of the normal marketing rules that prevent gaming advertising to minors.
And what's interesting is how and when Drake ends up in the middle of it. Stake was getting sued all through 2025 by multiple states through multiple lawsuits, and Drake's name never came up once. And then something changed, and just watch the timeline. On October 9th, 2025, Drake's lawsuit against UMG got thrown out. 18 days later, he's suddenly named in a Stake lawsuit in Missouri. 2 days after that, New Mexico. A few weeks later, Virginia, then New Jersey. It was like a whole year of Stake lawsuits with not a single mention of Drake, but then all of a sudden, something happens where he ends up in lawsuit after lawsuit. However, the most important cases to focus on are the Virginia and New Jersey cases, and they were both filed by the exact same law firm. These 2 cases go beyond gambling entirely. They claim Drake used a hidden tipping feature on Stake to secretly send crypto to pay for bot farms, fake accounts, or machines used to stream his music and fake his popularity. Now just stop and think about that. These are gambling lawsuits. Someone is trying to get their gambling money back. Proving Drake's Spotify numbers are fake does nothing for that. It doesn't put a single dollar back in anyone's pocket. It has nothing to do with gambling, so why is it in there? Botting allegations or fake streams do not matter to a gambler, but they do matter to the music industry. Here's the question that actually matters. Forget who's behind these lawsuits for a second. Just ask yourself, how does a lawsuit like this even come to be? Well, a gambling lawsuit would start with someone who lost money, and in Virginia, that's 2 women, allegedly Stake users, who found a lawyer. They go in, they say, I lost money on an illegal platform, and I want my money back. It's a very simple case. Like, I lost money, that casino is illegal, I want it back. That's it. So how do 2 random women who lost money on a casino app walk into a law office with detailed theories about Drake's crypto tipping with streaming farms and bot vendors, and then there's this guy named George moving money in the background? How did those women even get that information? How did they get that? Like, it just doesn't add up. And where it gets stranger is that these lawsuits also accuse Drake, Akademiks, and George of using Stake to go after music competitors and executives. Yeah, you heard it right. It is a gambling lawsuit that is worried about music executives and music competitors getting their feelings hurt, being talked about negatively. That's what you have here. So just think about it. Who in the music industry could this possibly be about? Well, the lawsuit doesn't name any executives, so just fill in the blanks. Who have Akademiks and his team actually been critical of over the last couple years? Only 2 camps come up. TDE, the Kendrick side, Punch, Dave Free, Doechii, and Roc Nation, Jay-Z, and Desiree Perez. Those are the only 2. The only 2. Now, I want to be careful here, so let me tell you what I can prove and what I can't, because I can't tell you who filed these lawsuits, but what I can tell you is the names that keep coming up over and over again over the last 2 years. And it starts with Akademiks. It goes back to the Tory Lanez and Megan Thee Stallion trial. Akademiks was firm that he didn't believe Megan, he thought she was lying, and he sided with Tory from day one. A smaller blogger named Milagro Grams took a similar stance and got herself sued by Meg for it. Now, Akademiks ended up subpoenaed as a witness in the Milagro case. He sat down with Megan's lawyers and he recorded it. But there was something very, very strange about this deposition. Ak was there as a witness about Megan, Milagro, and Tory, but for some reason, Drake, who has nothing to do with that case, kept coming up.
And you said that you weren't so happy about not being paid to promote Drake, and you said it was probably due to your blind loyalty. Are you blindly loyal to Drake? Did you ever leak exclusive information from someone on Drake's camp? What type of information have you leaked that you received from Drake's camp?
They asked about Drake repeatedly, but guess what else they asked about?
What is Stake? Do you have any joint accounts with anybody through which you receive any kind of compensation for your work? How did you get connected with the individuals at Stake to be in a sponsor relationship? Conversations with Drake about, has he ever sent you any sort of cryptocurrency or digital assets for any reason?
And they also asked about George, aka Grand Wizard.
Of the individual who runs the Grand Wizard chat account?
Now, you could probably argue that this is just Megan's legal team and it has nothing to do with Roc Nation, and on paper, maybe. But the problem is the legal team accidentally shared their own screen and their own internal chat, and sitting right there for everyone to see was one name, Desiree Perez is the CEO of Roc Nation.
And this is where I realized we got you. Y'all are liars. Tell Des.
So just think about it. Roc Nation's legal team deposed Akademiks for a defamation case about a blogger and spent hours asking them about Stake, Drake, and George, the exact 3 names that would soon sit at the dead center of 2 gambling lawsuits that hadn't even been filed yet. They were even trying to link Drake to George in this deposition and asking questions about it.
The person who runs the Grand Wizard account has ever been associated with an account called OVO Grand $? Because OVO is Drake's record label, right? Did he give you any indication whether or not there was truth to him communicating with the individual who runs the Grand Wizard chat account?
This deposition happened in August of 2025. The first lawsuit accusing Drake of sending crypto through Stake to George for bot payments wasn't filed until December. So months before anyone filed a lawsuit about this, Roc Nation lawyers were already in a room under oath, grilling or more or less investigating Akademiks about Drake, crypto, Stake, and George. I mean, like, read between the lines, use your own discretion, but whatever you got to do. Actually, you know what? Like, I'm doing an edit right now, I'm putting this thing together, and like, I got to say, like, this whole thing makes me fucking sick. This is making me sick.
Did Drake ever tell you one way or another if he paid to help secure Grand Wizard's account?
And the Virginia lawsuit gets even stranger when you look at who's actually suing. At first, it was just 2 women, Tiffany Hines and Lashana Ridley, and because their names are now public in a very public case against a very public figure, I pulled their backgrounds. This is not their first time inside a courtroom. Lashana Ridley was convicted in 2015 on a cocaine felony, and like a lot of people who get caught in the system, it didn't end there. It turned into years stuck in the probation trap. Violation after violation, always at the mercy of the court. That cycle finally ended for her in 2021 when she got an early release. And you will see in a minute why all this matters. The other plaintiff, Tiffany Hines, had the exact same charge, a 2018 cocaine felony that sent her down the same probation rabbit hole, multiple violations, constantly back and forth with the judge. For this one, I couldn't confirm whether her probation had ever been fully lifted. But now it gets really interesting, because eventually 6 more people were added to this lawsuit, and most of them are directly connected to those first 2 women. First up, we have 63-year-old Regina Ridley. This is Lashana Ridley's blood relative. They shared the same address for years. This I've confirmed. But that's not even all, because another person directly tied to Lashana got added. A man named Freddie Ray with multiple felonies between 2007 and 2016, and records showed he lived at the exact same address as Lashana, and as of 2026, it looks like they still live together. I believe this is her partner, and now he's also added to the lawsuit. And Freddie got an early release from probation back in 2021 too, within 2 days of Lashana. But let's keep going through the other plaintiffs. Tiffany Hines, not to be outdone, brought in a blood relative of her own, 55-year-old Stephanie Hines, and as you can see, these two are clearly related. Then they added Takia Adams, same pattern of run-ins with the law, with a more recent identity theft conviction in 2024. As far as I could tell, she's still on probation. Then there was Ricola Lachey, again through the court system multiple times, 2 drug felony convictions, a probation history just like the others, with a violation in 2024. Keep in mind, these people are like extremely concerned over Drake's streaming numbers, right? It's imperative that they get to the bottom of this. They're losing sleep over it. And they don't want the executives being talked about negatively. So let's look at this for what it is. We've got 2 plaintiffs that share the last name Ridley. 2 more share the last name Hines. In an 8-person class, half the names are pairing off. 2 of them, Lashana Ridley and Freddie Ray, have shared the same Norfolk address for years. Not the same city, they live in the same house, and all 8 come out of the same metro area, running through the same criminal courts. It looks completely ridiculous. A class action lawsuit is supposed to be open to anyone who was hurt by the thing you're suing over. And the whole point of a platform like Stake is that anybody anywhere with a phone can lose money on it. A real class should have scattered total strangers, but instead you've got shared last names with blood relatives, shared households, all packed into this one tiny corner of one state. In my opinion, this is not a class of strangers who all stumbled upon the Stake app. These are people that know each other, that filed together. Which raises the obvious question, if these people were connected before the lawsuit, whether it was from the same families or being from the same neighborhoods or in the same court, then who brought them together, and who decided this was the group that should sue Drake with an elaborate theory about botted streams and crypto tipping through Stake? This is where we look into the firm that filed the lawsuit. The firm handling the Virginia case is Impressa Legal Group, the same firm that filed the New Jersey lawsuit, which is basically a carbon copy. It has the same theory from the same firm. And when you look at the lawyers whose names are actually on the filing, it gets interesting fast. George Costell and Richard Kelsey of Impressa Legal Group. George Costell owns the firm, but the interesting part is his history. He's a former commercial litigation partner at a firm called Reed Smith, and I'll explain why this matters in a second. The other owner of the firm, Jason Matchek, was also a partner at Reed Smith.
Reed Smith is the the company that if you talk about Jay-Z, they'll copyright strike her page because apparently they own all Jay-Z images. So when I talked about the GQ interview, they struck it, and they struck like 10 other pages, and all they said is, we own the copyright for Jay-Z's image. And then they put Rock Nation.
And Richard Kelsey, the other attorney on the case, worked at Reed Smith too. In fact, it's right here on his own Facebook. It's even on Impressa's own website under the About Us page. It proudly lists Reed Smith as one of the firms that their attorneys come from. And I know what you're thinking, right? Like, lawyers change firms all the time. Like, what's the big deal? And you would be right if Reed Smith were just any firm, but Reed Smith isn't just any firm. It has a very specific, very documented relationship with Rock Nation and the woman who runs it. Her name is Desiree Perez. She is the CEO of Rock Nation, one of the most powerful people in the entire music industry, and Reed Smith is her personal law firm. Right now, in 2026, Reed Smith lawyers are representing her personally in an active lawsuit. This is all confirmed in court records. But to understand why Desiree matters here, you need to look at who she actually is, because Desiree Perez has a documented history as Jay-Z's fixer, or the person who handles the problems. Back in 1994, she was arrested in a major federal drug case and charged in a conspiracy to distribute narcotics. She became a government informant, took a probation deal, and later served 9 months in prison in 1999 for violating it. Desiree Perez is not new to the system. She's basically navigated it her whole career. Then decades later, in the final hours of his presidency, Donald Trump gave her a full pardon. And here's the part that's even more compelling, because in 2023, ESPN conducted an investigation into how NFL coach John Gurdon's private emails got leaked, which was a leak that ended his career and helped bring down an NFL owner. According to that reporting, the operation was run through Reed Smith with the help from Desiree Perez, using leaked private communications to take down a target. Basically, in a nutshell, this wasn't just an attorney dealing with her client. It sounds like Desiree Perez and Reed Smith were working together as conspirators to destroy someone's reputation. This is not a rumor. This was documented by ESPN. So just think about the playbook. Perez and Reed Smith have already been described in national reporting as a unit that used leaked private messages to destroy someone. And the same firm that is filing this lawsuit against Drake and Stake is in the bloodline of Reed Smith. Now look back at these lawsuits against Drake because they say the exact same thing. It's about leaked DMs, leaked chat logs.
Do you know that his DMs were leaked? That what was leaked appeared to be DMs between the person who runs that account and Drake?
And it even goes deeper. Reed Smith doesn't just represent Desiree personally, it represents Rock Nation, the company. Remember in 2024 when Megan Thee Stallion was sued by a former cameraman named Emilio Garcia? In that case, Rock Nation's lawyers were Reed Smith and Megan's lawyers were Quinn Emanuel, the same Quinn Emanuel you saw in the Akademiks deposition. Basically, the lawyers who were questioning Akademiks worked with Reed Smith in the past, which is Desiree's firm. So let's just line up what we have. The two lawyers who filed the Drake lawsuit came out of Reed Smith. Reed Smith is tied to Desiree Perez and Rock Nation. Reed Smith works alongside the same firm that deposed Akademiks. We even mentioned earlier in this video that Reed Smith was the firm who was filing these false copyright claims on behalf of Rock Nation.
To be from the law firm called Reed Smith, issued a copyright takedown request on the video.
But what does that have to do with this Virginia lawsuit? Well, remember, almost everyone in this case has a criminal record and a history of probation problems, which brings us to Rock Nation's nonprofit, Reform Alliance. Reform Alliance is a criminal justice organization co-founded by Jay-Z, Fanatics CEO Michael Rubin, remember he's in the gambling business too, and then Desiree Perez is on its board. The company's entire mission is fighting the probation trap, which is the exact system that kept a lot of our plaintiffs stuck in a cycle of violations for years. Then there's the fact that some of the plaintiffs in this case seem to still be on probation. One of the first states that they went into was Virginia. In 2021, Reform Alliance pushed to change Virginia's probation laws, and they won. They got a law passed that allowed early release for people stuck on probation, and it took effect July 1st, 2021. Now remember Lashana Ridley and Freddie Ray, two of the plaintiffs suing Drake. In December 2021, 5 months after that new law kicked in, Lashana Ridley was released from probation early, and exactly 2 days later, so was Freddie Ray. So basically, the people suing Drake were freed from Virginia's probation system in the exact same year that Jay-Z and Desiree Perez's organization rewrote Virginia's probation laws. But this only gets tighter. On October 18, 2024, Reform Alliance and Rock Nation held a massive public job fair in Virginia. The job fair was built to help formerly incarcerated people find work and get help cleaning up their criminal records. And guess who Rock Nation brought in to handle the legal services at the event? Reed Smith. The exact same firm that represents Desiree Perez, the exact same firm that represents Rock Nation, the exact same firm Impressa's owners came from. They were physically in the room at Rock Nation's event in Virginia, sitting across from formerly incarcerated people who were on probation, and we know Reed Smith was there because Reform Alliance said it themselves. Their own website said Reed Smith will be on hand to help with expungement. Expungement is when they erase the records from your criminal history, wipe them entirely. And do you guys remember PR Newswire, the paid wire service website that Impressa used to blast out the Drake lawsuit right in the middle of his rollout? I looked into their full history on it. Out of every case Impressa Legal Group has ever handled, do you know how many times they've used that website for a press release? Twice. Only twice, and both times it was to announce a lawsuit against Drake. One for Virginia, one for New Jersey. Now guess who uses PR Newswire all the time? Guess who has a whole account for announcing their biggest initiatives? Rock Nation and Reform Alliance. Rock Nation.
Let me slow this down and go back again.
Incarcerated people who were on probation, and we know Reed Smith was there because Reform Alliance said it themselves. Their own website said Reed Smith will be on hand to help with expungement. Expungement is when they erase the records from your criminal history, wipe them entirely. And do you guys remember PR Newswire, the paid wire service website that Impressa used to blast out the Drake lawsuit right in the middle of his rollout? I looked into their full history on it. Out of every case Impressa Legal Group has ever handled, do you know how many times they've used that website for a press release? Twice. Only twice, and both times it was to announce a lawsuit against Drake. One for Virginia, one for New Jersey. Now guess who uses PR Newswire all the time? Guess who has a whole account for announcing their biggest initiatives? Rock Nation and Reform Alliance. Rock Nation pays PR Newswire constantly. Pretty much everything Jay-Z does gets pushed through.
Damn near every 2 weeks.
through it, including that exact Virginia job fair in October 2024. So basically, a tiny firm that had never touched PR Newswire suddenly used the exact same paid platform Roc Nation lives on to run a national smear on Drake, using lawyers who came out of the exact same law firm that Roc Nation uses, representing plaintiffs who benefited from Roc Nation's probation laws, many of them blood relatives, in a gambling lawsuit that's somehow really about the authenticity of Drake's streams and music executives getting talked about. Again, I'll leave this information with you. So let's just lay out all the connections we've actually established, and just remember, I can't tell you how all this came together, but I can show you that every single piece you need to build this lawsuit was already sitting there, publicly connected, already operating in Virginia. Reform Alliance has a database. They know exactly who they helped get off probation in Virginia and who's still trying to. Through their job fairs and their clinics, they know a lot about those people's lives. Reed Smith was at Roc Nation's Virginia event sitting across from those exact people. Reed Smith's former partners built Impressa Legal Group, the firm that filed the lawsuit. Reed Smith represents Desiree Perez personally and Roc Nation as a company. The Quinn Emanuel law firm has worked right alongside Reed Smith and was asking Akademiks about Drake, Stake, George, and crypto months before any lawsuit even existed. Some of the plaintiffs got off probation in 2021, right after Reform Alliance changed Virginia's probation laws. Then we have some plaintiffs who seem to still be on probation, likely hoping it could end. Both Drake lawsuits were announced on PR Newswire, the only 2 times that firm has ever used it. Roc Nation uses it constantly. Then we have the fact that the lawsuits themselves are written to benefit the regulated gambling business and the music business. The people who win most if Drake and Stake go down are in gambling and in music. Jay-Z is in both, heavily. With that said, remember, Drake is not the only one, because around the exact same time, Larry Jackson got hit with almost the exact same playbook, and that's where this goes next. And once again, disclaimer, this is a theory, right? All I really did was take publicly available info, I connected it and presented it to you. With that said, I think most of us can admit at this point that there is something off about these lawsuits. It is very fishy.
It's one of the few times that I felt like this work was so thorough that I need not add commentary. You know, at this point, you guys know, I've been beating a dead horse for a long time. You're either gonna look at this and be like, whatever, or you're gonna be like, nah, I don't believe it. Or I seen a comment earlier. They were like, yo, you know, like, yeah, we believe in shit, but like, shit, y'all do the same thing. And well, I'll answer that person. There's nobody who's doing what Roc Nation's doing. Okay, absolutely not. Like, this type of shit requires a particular type of capital, particular type of manipulation, a particular type of power that there's no one but Roc Nation has. So if you think that, you know, maybe, I don't know, let's say Akademiks TV, because they like Drake, posting something that's favoring Drake is equal to this documentary, what you just seen, bro, they created a fake website. They sent out, Charlemagne the God is a $200 million man. They sent him out to go handle that. They have job fairs, all type of stuff. They have people online. I can't even use Jay-Z's pictures, like 80% of his pictures, because they're going to strike it. If you think that there's something tantamount to that, whatever. Now, what do I think should be done? I think people should be knowledgeable about it. The thing with how media is these days is that when people are educated, everything sorts itself out. The only time people are really powerful is when they could lie to you and you don't know they're lying to you. As long as you know who these people are, when we're talking about them, you're looking at them in the face, you know what they're trying to do. They're not trying to pull the wool over your eyes. We're going to be fine. Okay? It's going to be tough times. Yes. I'm not going to lie. Like, they have definitely been in the business of trying to exhaust people like, Milagro, me. Obviously, they can't do it to Drake. Like, Drake's a billionaire. But, like, they've tried to exhaust us financially. That's a fact. Like, hey, let's drag Akademiks to court. Let's do this. Let's force him to get a lawyer. Let's force him to answer some bullshit lawsuit that's nothing, right? Drake's a little bit different. He has a lot more resources. We've seen he probably spent $1 million or $2 million on this UMG lawsuit, and he's still going, right? But Drake just gave away $1 million to a couple of women recently, so he's good. All that being said, I keep telling you that the operative thing is it's a multi-pronged thing. It's, I'm not bigger than the program. And while I do think that I've never served a purpose on a PR level for Roc Nation, do I think that they're just saying they need to just get rid of me? No. The ultimate goal here is Drake represents, he's the biggest ambassador for one of the biggest gambling companies online, Stake. Drake also has co-signed one of the biggest threat to the industry in terms of music, Gamma. Those are the two things that matter. That's why Drake will always be the centerpiece to all of this, because he's going against everything that Jay-Z needs. Okay? I'm respectfully, I'm like I'm a speed bump. I'm a speed bump, right? And truth be told, like if I was willing to just get out the way in terms of echoing a lot of what Roc Nation would like to hear, if I would do the Charlemagne and be like, yo, y'all do need a casino in Times Square, right? Or nah, shit. I'm going to talk to Russ soon. Russ was one of the few artists who came out and criticized Roc Nation distribution. When they announced that distribution shit, and they were doing it like, oh, it's open for the public, they're targeting Gamma. So when an artist shitted on it, which is Russ, I want to have a conversation with him to see, like, how has that turned out for him? Has he seen anything weird? But it's okay. But those are the major things. But, for the chat niggas who are here, as we do, obviously, we're just not going to capitulate, right? We're not going to just, okay, he has $1 billion to spend, this and third, we're just going to bow down. But we also do know we're not the full targets of all this, like, stuff, right? He's trying to get a Drake. And this is why, like, I hear Mealy Mall, like, he was saying some shit, and I guess he's trying to, like, keep it, like, kind of like, bro, Jay-Z don't like Drake for nothing. And if you hear any pawn or anybody says it, like, he's not going to say it. But you think Jay-Z likes Drake? And if anything, I think Drake is probably realizing that Jay don't fuck with him, if he hasn't realized already. So it's big business. It's billion-dollar wars. I'm just a cog in this fucking situation. I'm no big fish. I'm no big fish. I might have had an impact, but I'm no big fish in this. So it's one of those where you don't want to get paws swallowed up by the whales as they battle it out. That's why when people say, "Well, Ak, what's the game plan?" I can't take on Roc Nation. They got $1 billion. They're funding like 30 lawsuits. Do you know what, like, funding, like, even, again, Impressa Group is the law firm that's filed in Jersey, filed in whatever. Do you know, like, how much that costs? Like, these guys are billing out that. They're not doing this shit for fun. So Roc Nation, who, by the way, a couple years ago during quarantine, Desiree Perez was leaked by her daughter saying, yo, listen, we're about to go bankrupt. Right? And they're hemorrhaging money. I told you how much that deposition cost with Meg Thee Stallion. You think Meg Thee Stallion paid that out of her own pocket, or did Roc Nation pay for that? I'm telling you, my deposition cost them $100,000. If they could just throw away $100,000 just for nothing, and I sat there and played with them. I sat there and played. And that probably cost them $120,000, and they don't give a fuck. It's not like they're like, oh man, let's stop now. They're keep going. More lawsuits, more private investigators, more fake websites, more this, more that. Yes, we are fighting the people with the unlimited pockets. Now, Charlemagne has said something to me that was really interesting. He says, well, Ak, if you think these people have all these resources, well, why don't you stop? To me, that was the most bitch-made thing I ever heard. Which means it's like, yeah, of course I acknowledge that they have way more resources than me. But it's like basically saying, why don't you just submit to them? That's not how I came in this game. I came in this game, I bucked at even the record labels. Because at first, me and the record labels had a tumultuous relationship because they thought what I was doing, whether I used music videos in my videos, they were really combative until they got it. So this idea of like, oh, Rock Nation has, like, their budget might be $100 million to get whatever. They might be like, yo, we got this is our Destroy Drake Steak budget. Act 8 and Ross, everybody else falls underneath. It's $100 million. Yeah, I can't fuck with $100 million with a nigga. If somebody could just put away $100 million to try to get rid of you, yeah, I can't fuck with it. But the answer cannot be or won't be for me to say, you know what? Y'all got it. I'm on y'all side now, or I'll do what y'all want. So me, I rely on the audience. Thank you to What's the Dirt. Thank you to all these other people. I see other creators, you know, obviously, and that's what I was saying about the sit down with me and Charlamagne. Charlamagne did something that was really clever. When you call someone crazy, I remember Dave Chappelle saying this. He says, when someone calls you crazy, it's the most dismissive thing you could do. It is. Because it neutralized me in a sense that if I alone kept speaking about Rock Nation, people be like, well, Charlamagne did tell us he's losing it. Yup, that nigga is losing it. So for a second, I kind of had to tone it down. Even though I was seeing obvious stuff, I'm like, people are believing it. They're giving Charlamagne like, oh, you did good. So they're now starting to say, like, imagine someone who highly intellectual as me being manic. So I'm saying, you know what? You got to tone down the rhetoric. You got to wait till they see it. You got to wait for the people to see it. If you actually believe media is where it is, because we're not in the Charlamagne era no more. We're not in the era of you could just, like, lie to people and you could just, like, get these blanket narratives off. People are smart. The reason why they hate the Flaccos and Trap Lord Ross, they're not going to just report news on the surface. They're getting all the way into the weeds. They're bringing up the documents. They're bringing up the actual shit. And the fans are so smart these days, they don't want to hear just headlines. They want to read through the docket. What do we do on this channel? We read through the docket. We read through the indictment. We get to the shit. We don't just read through a headline and a small article. We get to the indictment, right? At this point, most of you guys probably know how to pull an indictment, probably know how to get a body cam. Like, fans are way smarter. So what I say, you know what? Okay, this is chess. Charlamagne, he did a good chess move, but now you got to rely on the people. If you really think we're in a great time for media, you let the people realize over time, oh, okay, wait, hold on now. Why did this website disappear? Why is this? Exactly. And obviously other YouTubers, you know, I think they're realizing it too because they're just coming from a different school. And, you know, the biggest takeaway I'll always have from the Charlamagne interview is that I take pride in realizing that I am to a certain extent a branch off the tree of Charlamagne, which means I was influenced by him. But I took that influence and I started doing it my way with the internet and how I would break stuff down. And now there's a whole new crop of YouTubers. There's a whole new generation. They're a branch off my tree, which is about information first and getting in depth and going beyond just those headlines. And those are the people that will deviate from the Charlamagnes, not in terms of like maybe, well, yeah, definitely also in style, because I don't think people do that type of style like what he does. But more of the way narratives would get pushed via him, it doesn't work anymore like that. So I look around and, you know, I get online and whether I'm listening to Flacco, I might be listening to Trap Lord Ross, shit, I might be listening to Hello Yassine, I might be listening. It could be anybody. And they're all like, you know, and it's not even like they're doing it to stick up for me. They're just kind of like, yo, bro, we're just not idiots. That's it. And it's one of those things, as Charlamagne was trying to like tell me, he's like, yo, you got all these people like they're riding for you. I'm like, they're not riding for me. They're riding for the fact that they're not idiots, right? Like they're riding for things that is transparent. So yeah, I kind of leave it there, but good job to What's the Dirt and to all the YouTubers who want to pursue this. I'll tell you this, I won't necessarily call them an enemy, but the people who we're talking about in this type of, like, if you want to call it conspiracy or whatever, they got $100 million committed. Like, they have all the resources in the world. You get what I'm saying? Like, a popular tactic in hip hop is when you want to, like, say someone, and by the way, that was the tactic at first with Cardi B and Tasha K, right? Like, Tasha K said some stuff. She's starting to talk crazy. You send her cease and desist. Most content creators, you don't have money for a lawyer. You get that cease and desist. You're saying, hey, I don't want no problems. I'm good. You go the other way. That's what happens. So that's usually the train of thought for, like, most of media. And now we're in, like, unprecedented territory because these people are saying, all right, shit, if we hit them, like, they're going to still hit you with a copyright strike. So Reed Smith, if you guys ever got a copywritten, right? Like, we probably have 24 that haven't expired yet. 24 copyright. Think about this. If any label, imagine Drake's label, Republic. If Republic ever copyright struck me, I remember one time I got copyright by UMG. I called up the son of Lucian Grange, and I said, yo, listen, let's get this fixed. They know what I mean to the music business. Oh, shit. Okay, all right, hold on, let me call this as the removed. Because I don't know if you guys know, one of my YouTube channels actually got removed. One of my YouTube channels got deleted because I think I did some little dirt content. Like, it was, at that time, I didn't have the relationship I have now with labels. So they had copyrights. Like, it was some crazy shit. No, it was my Instagram. My Instagram. Yeah, so when I would post music, they didn't understand. It was so early. They like, what the fuck? Is he, like, posting our song? Strike. Now, come on, imagine UMG hitting me with a strike. Yo, I get on the phone like, yo, 5 minutes later, it's off. It's not, they know it's Big Act. But it's only one person and one company that I'm getting strikes from. One. It's Rock Nation. And it's not because they feel like, oh, okay, I'm stealing their stuff. They're doing it because they're like, this is a way we could weaponize and utilize this system to try to quiet you. Or if we can't quiet you, we could get these platforms to get you to stop talking about us. Anyway, I digress. Thank you guys for staying up with me. It's 3 o'clock on the East Coast. It's midnight on the West. And if you are in the UK, it's 8 a.m., so good morning to you. If you're in Indonesia, if you're in Japan, if you're in Australia, I don't know what time it is, but you guys can let me know what time it is wherever you're at. I appreciate you guys. Obviously we do live streams, but we also got to be cognizant that people have work. And if you can't make the live stream, always make sure you tap in with the rebroadcast. We do upload to Spotify, Apple, other places, but you can get shorter clips on Facebook, YouTube, and otherwise. Obviously, our full streams are always available on kick.com/academics. All right. Have y'all seen what's going on with Latto? So,
well, you've been in custody.
What's this? We're going to talk about Keefe D afterwards. So Latto has clapped back at Charleston White. So Charleston White came out trying to defend a black woman. What's the deal? Let me tell you. So it appears that, remember when we played this clip where Clarissa Shields got online and she was like, I'm going to tell y'all why, Papoose likes me. People are really critical of their relationship. And she's like, yo, I got that good pussy. I got this. I'm a bad bitch, right? I think this was a clip right here, right? I think this was a clip. Check this out.
I want to tell you the real reason why Pap is with me. Because I don't think you know. I'm going to tell you. I'm a badass bitch. Flat out. My ass is real. My body's real. I look good as fuck in the face. I'm successful. I'm young. And the things that my little Poonama can do is amazing. That's why we're together. I want to tell you the real reason.
Okay.
Yeah. So I just want to let you know that while you did all that, now here's your viral moment that you wanted.
Okay.
So, Shanika, yo big fat ass.
So fans have started to kind of get at her. They're really critical of her and Papoose, and whether it's about her appearance, whether it's about like people saying, "Damn, like, yo, why is Pap with her?" Like she's starting to now defend herself.
Sat up there and talked that shit to me, and then when I checked you, respectfully, in your face. In your face. You should.
Now, I don't know who this is. Miss Shinika Richardson. Let's try to figure out what she's talking about. But apparently, Richardson and Clarissa Shields. Apparently, there was an inappropriate. Okay, here we go.
I asked that question from a.
Oh, it was a viral interview. Wait, can we go back to the interview? I've never seen the interview. Did anyone see the interview? Oh, here we go.
Question from a place of care. I'm sitting here. We're interviewing a 31-year-old champion in her field. I'm feeling her energy. It's upbeat.
Wait, I now want to watch the interview. I've never seen it. Does anyone have the link to the video? Oh, wow. I didn't know about this. Okay. You know, unfortunately, Twitter, you could damn near find a clip faster than YouTube. Let's see. Oh, this was
be a big thing when it was like, she's over there living her happy life. We're over here living our happy life. Our happy lives never were intertwined. Never. So it's like when I hear this stuff, I think that women who try to come from me, lame.
Is this?
It wasn't. It's like.
Okay. I'm trying to find it. Okay. Where's the back and forth?
Platform on YouTube. Who?
Okay, come on now. Can we find the clip or not? Cam Newton. Oh, okay. Maybe this is it.
New York, I have my place in Atlanta, but we're together all the time. Like he's on his way here now.
Okay. And juggling the relationship, having not just being public figures, having children.
We having a baby next year.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, we having a baby next year.
Hey. How y'all gonna have it? You gonna have a child?
Who the fuck else gonna have a kid?
Man, listen here now. Don't listen.
What you mean?
I'm asking you, did you got it?
I'm not gonna have no surrogate. I can get pregnant like anybody else.
I never thought that. I'm not asking.
But why did you say that? Why that first thing that came to your mind?
Because number one, you're a boxer.
Yeah, I'm putting my career on hold.
That's cool. And number two, I know you have a minimum fight, like you have certain fights that you have to obtain.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And number three, we're living in a day and age where surrogates are real, adoption is real.
No, I'm not adopting no kids. And I don't want nobody carrying no kid for me either. That was my young mindset. 18, I'm like, I'm not messing with this perfect body. Somebody else carried a little kid. Now at 31, and me just loving family, like I'm very close to my sister, 3 kids.
Yeah.
They're like my kids.
Okay.
So you know I haven't had kids. It's like they're my kids.
Yeah.
And we have a 5-year-old, an 8-year-old, and a 12-year-old. So it's like now I feel like I want to have my own kid, and I can't let somebody carry my kid.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
So y'all gonna start right after the fight?
No, I have 2 fights. I have this fight, and then probably one end of the year, January. Then
y'all gonna get active.
And also too, he asked me if you would have asked me, was I ready to have?
By the way, I will point out, you could tell she's been attacked a lot about her relationship with Papoose, because when she was asked a question about, having a baby, she even said, wait, you don't think I could have a baby? Why would that even be a thought? You're a woman. Why would that be a thought? But she automatically went to that assumption because she's been getting so many people that are attacking her. So she's very defensive.
Have a kid, or did I want a kid? I would have said, I would have said, hold on to probably 35. Before I met him, I would have said, hold on till 35, because I feel like I want to retire at 38. So when I have a kid, then come back and have two more fights, then be done. But it was like, with him, I'm willing to have a kid at 31, 32.
Why 38?
To retire?
Yeah.
I got to make sure all the fight is out of me. I think after then, I won't be walking around punching nobody no more.
You're a different woman in the ring and in a relationship.
Yes.
Was there?
Okay, she speaks about him being still married. That's the operative part.
And just to hear him say, I love when he be like, don't worry, I got it. But I feel like as far as in a man who understands me, it's like some of the stuff that, like when I get mad, I think I'm...
Okay, I guess it's not the interview, but essentially this argument is now coming up where people are saying, yo, bro, well, Clarissa, you know you're trying to have a kid with a man that has a child. No, not a child, but he's married.
Heard of her before.
Oh, so it was off-camera drama. That's why we can't find it. My bad.
She sent threats after the interview.
Ms. Shanika is firing back at boxing champion Clarissa Shields after their viral interview question about her boyfriend, Papoose. Shanika claims Shields acted completely fine on air, but flipped once public comments started rolling in.
I've never heard of her before until it came out that her and Papoose were messing around with one another. So I just asked her something, and from her last live, the question was cool. I came from a olive branch standpoint, like, girl, we done did some, we done been in some situation with these men before. When it hit the internet, it was a different story for her, because upon leaving, they reached out to the producers of the show and wanted pictures so they could promote the interview, right? So because of the comments, she felt like I tried her because of what people were saying in the comments. And so she started making comments about me, basically saying, yeah, anybody else, the next person that asks me something like that, I'm not going to be so nice. Going up for her, basically saying, oh, it was an inappropriate question, and the reason that matters, and me saying, wait, hold on, dude, like what type of time are we on right now? So it started changing on me. So we went from a professional interview to what it is. The only reason that I feel like I needed to go up is because she's trying to act like she didn't threaten me.
Okay. So looked like apparently the argument started because there was a comment made, or Clarissa felt a way off camera after she started seeing comments, that people are saying, damn, girl, like, you mad and happy to be with this dude. He is still married. You're planning a future with him. He's still married. Charleston White chimed in on it, and he mentioned Latto. That's how we're going to get into Latto stuff. But listen to what Charleston said.
Latto don't get no backlash for getting pregnant by a married nigga. If Clarissa Shields was a light-skinned girl, mixed breed, nobody would have a problem with her. But because she's a darker skin complected black woman, who's in physical shape, you can't beat her up. She got a mouth on her. She speaks out against somebody who speaks up against her. And they're trying to vilify her. Why are they trying to vilify her? Because Papoose and Remy Ma had a public separation. Remy Ma got caught cheating with another nigga. She left Papoose for another nigga. Papoose stayed single for a while. Took him a year or so, and he got with Clarissa. What the fuck is wrong? Because they ain't got married. Or he ain't got a divorce. Bitch, I got a wife and a girlfriend. Clarissa Shields is everything you want your dark-skinned daughter to grow up to be. I would want my niece to be. Yeah, bitch, he ain't nigga now. Why do she have to have a problem with him still being married like y'all do? So I want to say to the fat bitch that's on the morning show with Jock and Shawty, I was on there. The bitch tried to be sassy with me too. Fat bitches ain't got no room to be sassy and messy. Bitch, you didn't answer that question from a place of love. That was a fat hoe messy question. That was a fat bitch messy question. Back to the hotel. And y'all ain't finna dress it up like the people want to know. We don't want to know. Only you messy bitches want to know. Why? Because y'all really want to know why y'all don't talk about 21 Savage and Latto. Latto don't get no backlash for getting pregnant by a married nigga. Y'all don't say nothing to Latto. What's the problem, people? Being hypocritical again. Clarissa, can't now one of them hoes whoop you. Papoose, my nigga, you beating up everybody. Why? You don't talk. You just move with grace. I love you, nigga. Boy, I'm talking about a smooth player. They try to say you ain't got nothing. Say, nigga, I was a nigga who didn't have nothing but some good conversation and some good dick that goes mediocre when I get half-ass what I want. So, yeah. So now, my nigga, Clarissa, man, keep holding your head up. They hating on you. But I promise you, if you was a light-skinned sister, you wouldn't have these problems. They don't give Latto no problem. Latto over her acting like she's a boss bitch, playing doghouse with 21 Savage and his wife. Come on now. This bitch playing surrogate mother, like she really started out being a surrogate mother. She was the side bitch that got pregnant. She my side bitch done been pregnant. Shit, I done shot that come, yeah, so now, man, I ain't got no side bitches. All my bitches, my bitches. So, Papoose, you got one woman, and you publicly claim her. Remy Ma got another nigga. Why don't Remy Ma, long head ass, catch no flack for fucking with that nigga? Why? Because Clarissa is a champion. And champions always have to be tried to brought down. She's confident. And she's arrogant when she needs to be. She's meek and humble when she needs to be. All y'all wrong for fucking with Clarissa. And to that bitch on that radio station, bitch, stop acting like you wasn't being messy, fat ass bitch. Fat hoes ain't got no room to say nothing. So, and if we want fat hoes ain't got not no public fat ass bitch, you fat bitch. Fat ass bitches ain't got room to say nothing. Bitch. And then Eva Michelle, bitch, shut up. Bitch, all y'all done fuck with a married nigga before. Every bitch in the industry, bitch done fuck with a married nigga before. Especially if he done left and ain't got a divorce. Fuck like that's the problem. Clarissa ain't the first, you ain't the last, baby. Go whoop that hoe this weekend or whenever you got to have a fight. Keep talking your shit. Keep strutting like the rooster in the hen house. Why? They could never be you, mama. These pretty assholes and these fat assholes with these faithful men and these so-called happy relationships, these hoes miserable. They ain't got the kind of confidence you got, baby. They ain't got the kind of confidence you got. Why? Because can't one of them whoop you. At the end of the day, can't nobody whoop you. So let them talk and you keep talking back. And don't you hold your head down and feel bad by shaming these bitches by your nigga. That's your nigga. And you his bitch. So fuck who don't like it. Shit.
Okay. Now, Latto got on live promptly, and she was addressing shit. This is what she said.
Listen here, you little... I'm gonna tell you one thing, bitch. You older than my mama and my daddy. Bitch! Hey man, look. I'm be at the fight. I'm walking Clarissa out at the fight. August 15th, State Farm Arena. Bitch. That baby. When it comes to that baby, don't say nothing. I don't even want to hear the word baby in my name, in a sense. Bitch. Little boy. I don't let y'all be loud and wrong for too long. I ain't fucking no married man. Bitch.
They've been trying to get on Latto, claiming that she was fucking on a married dude, which 21 Savage. She's finally addressing it. She says she's not fucking a married guy. Okay.
I'm going to say this one more time when it comes to that child. Bitch. Bitch. I'm walking Clarissa out at the fight. August 15th. State Farm Arena. You loud and wrong, bitch boy. Old ass, broke ass nigga. I am a boss. I am a boss. I could buy you, your wife, your girlfriend, your kids. Bitch. Not a nigga. Me, the boss.
Damn. Charleston, man. Latto just had a child, man. You know, the hormones and everything. Like, not saying that's the only reason why she probably responded, but give her a break, man. Sending some love to Latto. I ain't gonna lie. You see, this type of shit. Charleston, man, you gonna make 21 have to kill you, man. When your girl get mad like this, as her man now, you got to get 10 times mad. I could tell, listen, whatever Charleston said, is causing a little bit of ruckus in that house. I've seen 21 Savage. He posted on his Instagram. He posted Latto. I think this is the first time he did this. Or like this definitively. He posted the kid and Latto, and he says, wifey. So now he's kind of also addressing this idea because I think she's tired of that narrative, right? I think she's tired of that narrative. Okay, I think I could say it, right? And there's no info from nobody. Chat. 21 Savage was never a married man, okay? 21 Savage got his green card. He had to get it how he had to get it, right? That nigga was a single nigga fucking bitches in Atlanta, okay? He never had no real major relationships, blah, blah, blah. Him and Latto been talking for a very long time, okay? There was no other woman. There is no marriage, okay? But he can't come out and say it. That's the reality about it. And I think that people are trying to bait them. Like, he can't come out and say it. Like, yo, dog, I've been with Latto this whole time. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what are you like, right? So he can't. Somebody says, Cap, come on, bro. Like, nigga, he's never been with another woman other than Latto. I'm keeping it being with you. Like, he never had again, he can't say it. Because you know what? He can't win. As soon as he say, y'all snitch ass niggas going to tell immigration. Yo, hold on. Y'all gave him his green card? He was with Latto the whole time. He wasn't. Yeah, bro, cut it out, man. Like, stop playing, man. That nigga, like everybody knows what it is. But, obviously, Latto just had a kid by him. And also, she probably tired of that narrative. The reality of it is, 21 Savage has never been with another woman while he's been with Latto. Okay? That's his girl. Trust me. I know how much he loves that girl. That nigga was going dumb hard for her. Trust me. I know it. And, obviously, I think when y'all put these narratives out, and again, it's fair narratives, too, because technically people seen some shit like, yo, you're married. So I get it. But you kind of have to believe the people involved. You know who's not saying anything? The supposed wife. Like, the wife ain't coming out and be like, oh, you're fucking my man. She's not saying nothing. So the understanding, and I get it, like, you know, the understanding that y'all want to get, it would only be valid if the wife was saying something. But 21 can't say nothing, right? 21 can't say nothing. And Latto, as a woman of respect, she got her kid with him. They're building a life together. Yeah, she probably at times, like, and that's the thing with Charleston White. Charleston White he got a mouth on him, pause. It's super triggering. I could tell it triggered her. I could tell. She got on live just for that. I could tell she brought it up to Savage. Savage posted this just to let people know. No, hold on. Stop all the bullshit. Stop fucking with my baby. This is wifey. Stop it. Somebody said Ak is a liar. Wait, what do you mean? Wait, how am I a liar? The wife has said something about it? Bro, stop it, bro. Y'all have to stop it, bro. Y'all gotta stop. The wife is not mad. Bro, stop it, bro. Why do y'all... You know what? I'm gonna leave it there. You niggas who are questioning it know what you're trying to do. That's trying to get my boy deported. I'm an immigrant too. We ain't gonna let that happen. All right? Whatever y'all want to think, I'm telling y'all, him and Latto been locked in for a long, long time. Whatever else y'all talking about, marriage, this and third, cool, great story. Latto is his chick. That's his past. That's his future. They got a family together. Whatever you want to believe, I'm not going to indulge in it, and he won't speak on it because you ain't going to get my boy deported, all right? We're going to just move on from this topic, man. But I also understand and love to Latto, and hey, I ain't even going to say Charleston White wrong at all. Like, you know, Charleston White's logical with this. I'm just saying it's not the whole story, right? Yeah, I ain't trying to get my man's jammed up. Y'all trying to have him put in one of them little ice cages? Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. If y'all don't get the jokes, I don't know what's up. Y'all don't get the jokes at this point? Come on. Whatever. W Latto, W Savage, but also still W Charleston White. I like the fact that he was sticking up for Clarissa Shields. I do like the fact. There is something about Clarissa Shields, and I don't want to say it because I rock with Pap. I don't really know him, but like, I got nothing against him. But people hate the fact that Clarissa is like confident, and to a lot of people, Pap, don't kill me, but this is true. They hate the fact that she's confident. She feels confident. She feels sexy. She feels beautiful. She got you. And to some people, they don't find her as attractive. So the world wants to humble her. Like, you know, that's why like she's on live and they keep like kind of questioning like, whatever, because they want her to feel ugly. They want your girl to feel ugly. And she's not doing that. She's kind of like combating that and just kind of like popping her shit. And the more she pops her shit, they're going to have these, oh, well, girl, you fucking on a married man. They're not saying that about everybody else. They want your girl to feel ugly, my nigga. That's clearly just what it is. You know, her confidence, like a lot of things that which a boxer needs to have. That's where I think a lot of this is coming from, if you ask me. Okay? And if she like, you know, succumb to like what the internet wants her to say, be like, oh, you know, y'all are right. They wouldn't even be that hard on her, but no, she's like, nah, fuck out of here. Like, I'm going to do me. I'm going to pop my shit. I'm going to do, you know. Half the people getting at her don't even care about Remy Ma. That's not what they're doing it for. They hate the confidence on her. Am I capping? Chat, you tell me. I'm reading the chat right now. I think Charleston White had a point, right? Like, obviously, you know, he kind of called out Latto, and obviously the Latto situation is very different because I'm telling you, bro, just read between the lines, man. It's a jokes, gang. It's a jokes. Like, you know what I mean? 21 bit with Latto, like, nigga, I remember when the first time he told me about her, nigga, like, that nigga was in love, nigga, like, fuck out of here. I don't care what y'all niggas say, like, Yo, that nigga was locked in, bro. Trust. Like, whatever y'all are saying, trust me, it's bullshit. You feel me? Like, she loved the shit out of that nigga. Shit, I remember doing a video because they do the surprise birthday party for him, like, whatever, and I did a video just, like, you know, shout him out. Bro, like, I don't even want to get into it because the thing with the internet, they won't be happy till you get jammed up. They want 21 to come on and be like, yo, I was never married. And as soon as they be like, clip, send to immigration, Trump, get him out. Hell nah, man. Let that man, yo, wifey. That's wifey, nigga. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's wifey. Shut the fuck up, man. Come on, man. Listen, I was born in Jamaica, man. I know the game. I know the game. Hey, you better play the game right. Because, you know, that nigga Trump, he on some bullshit. He on some bullshit, man. Anyway. But to Charleston, I think Charleston realizes about Clarissa Shields that she is kind of getting bullied a bit. And I'm going to be honest with you. Like, I got to watch my words because these are people's wives. You know what I mean? Like, because I would normally say one of the very surface level problems that I see the internet have with Clarissa. Actually, I'll say, but Papoose, please don't get mad, bro. Yo, they hate when a chick they don't find attractive is popping it. It's like they want to humble her, like, yo, shorty, you can't pop it like that. But if it was another girl that they feel is deserving, whether she's light-skinned, long hair, whatever, they wouldn't say shit. You know what I mean? So that's kind of what's kind of coming out. And I like the fact that she's like, nigga, what the fuck y'all talking about? What you mean why Papoose with me? Nigga, Papoose with me because I'm bad. Nigga, the fuck is you talking about? So I agree with Clarissa, and I agree with Charleston standing up for Clarissa. Throwing Latto into the mix, I feel why Latto would be singled out. By the way, I hope she's having, you know, a great time bonding with her baby. You know, she feels like she was probably just like, what the fuck why you say fuck me for, right? But yeah, prayers to everybody involved. Okay. Alrighty then. Okay. Who's this? Is this Rihanna? Yo, Rihanna's outside still. Yo, baby mama ain't even... What? Oh, shit. That's that move that called ASAP right there. Mm-hmm. That's it right there. That's it right there. That's that move that caught him, man. Yo, let me tell you this, man. A Bayesian chick, she gonna hit even the most smoothest Harlem nigga with some shit, gonna have you grounded and floored. You can't even move. It is over. Over. Come on, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm. There you go. Holy. There you go. Yeah, catch a wine. Mm-hmm. There you go, Riri. Oh, shit. This is explicit, damn near. All right. Yo, you seen how she was throwing it back on that nigga. She said, come on. Come here, nigga. You better catch that wine. You better catch that. Oh, shit. You see? He's trying to do that Harlem cool nigga shit. Nah, nigga. Let's get to it. Let's get to it. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah, you got to put that one leg up. Okay. All right. There you go. There you go. Yeah, I'm happy for them, man. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them. I'm happy for them. All right, here we go.
Tell you the real reason why Pappy's with me. Because your big fat ass sat up there and talked that shit to me. And then when I checked you, respectfully, and...
Wait, I still want to know what show this is. What show is Miss Shinika on? Let's see. Let's go to her Instagram. Miss Shinika. Oh, she's on a morning show? What's her show called? Is it this? The fuck? What the hell? Hold on. Why like that? Let's look at her show. What's her show called? Does anyone know her show name?
How he is still legally a married man to Remy Ma.
Somebody's husband.
Oh, this is it right here? Good.
Now, during the actual broadcast, Clarissa kept it relatively cute, answering that Papoose filed for divorce and that he's serious. But after the show aired, Shanika hopped on her own platform on a completely checked Clarissa for having all this massive mouth on social media, but keeping it quiet on the actual microphone. Eva wrote verbatim, quote, "Now wait one goddamn minute. Are we talking about the same interview? Because this is a whole lot of aftermath energy considering there was nothing but space and opportunity on air. Let's keep it cute." Ava.
Yo, Eva, shut the fuck up, man. You don't let this chick start knocking y'all the fuck out. She's a boxer.
Possibilities of getting to serve.
Let me see.
Not only from.
Where do you watch these shows at? Oh, this is it?
Hey, listen, man. This for me in the comments, right?
Oh, okay. This is it.
I was trying to stay out of it because my movie was so.
It was.
When your movie came out, and I remember Jock saying, "Oh, that
be like the Beyonce of boxing."
I know that's
Take
right.
the money. Like
Yeah.
I have the
What, got
potential
timestamp
to
for
get
me?
the $20 million Nike deal. So it's like I'm working to. People go through divorces and breakups.
Oh, here we go.
because at the end of the day, that's what people are looking.
$1 Nike deal. So
we
it's like I'm working to get that. So it's like when they see me steering clear and hey, swerving on the drama, that's why. It's like I'm trying to get somewhere because when I'm done boxing.
Can I ask you a real question? Because I didn't been here before.
Oh, she cut off the fucking boxing question. Asked a real question. Let's hear the real question.
How much longer are you willing to be in a relationship with somebody's husband? Because
Shit, nah, never mind. Nah, never mind. Yo, never mind. Yo, she should have got knocked out. Nah. Bro, I ain't never know she asked a question like this. Damn. How long are you willing to be in a relationship with somebody's husband? Oh, nah. Why y'all didn't send me this clip? Yo. Yo, this is up there with the Yo, Takeoff. How you feel about being left on Bad and Bougie? Who left on Bad and Bougie? Right? Like, this is up there with it. What?
How much longer are you willing to be in a relationship with somebody's husband? Because at the end of the day, that's what people are looking at.
Well, pause.
Okay.
Pause, because that's not somebody's husband.
Okay.
Papoose filed for divorce. Y'all hate to say that word, but it's the word that's out there. He filed for divorce because he's serious about me.
Oh.
So I'm not with somebody's husband.
Okay.
And if you're going to call him.
Well, I mean, technically you are, but he wants to leave. That's all you can say. He wants to leave.
Her husband, make sure you call her his wife. And also hold her accountable for what she's doing in her life.
Ooh.
Because she has a man who she's big about. So don't make it seem like it's just one-sided.
Ooh.
I'm not with somebody's husband. I'm with the man who filed for divorce.
No, you would. Yo, stop it. Stephon Diggs is with Offset wife too, nigga. Like the fuck. Like we gonna call it. Yo, listen. Why y'all getting a marriage and then marriage might happen this quick, but it takes a while to dissolve. Like again, when you get married, that's what the title entails. We're not gonna like dissolve the title before the courts dissolve the marriage. So yes, does Papoose want to leave? Yes. Does Cardi want to leave Offset? Yes. But is Cardi married to Offset? Yes. Is Papoose married to Remy Ma? Yes. Like I'm not saying, like, to keep it real, that's them with God. Like, adultery is a sin. So in the marriage not being nullified officially and y'all moving on, y'all could deal with your own morality with that. But if someone actually spoke on your relationship or spoke on the fact that you're dating a married man or you're having a baby by a married man or you're married and you're having a baby with another guy, nigga, it's facts. What the hell? That's why y'all shouldn't have got married if y'all don't want to wait until the shit gets nullified. Marriages could get nullified in days, weeks, or even years.
Who's serious about me, who has done things for me that I've done for him. So that's not what it is. They say that because they want that to
You
be
can tell when she get mad, her nostrils get mad big. It looked like the Lincoln Tunnel. I ain't gonna hold you.
the narrative.
Papoose, don't try to knock me out like Easy the Block Captain now.
But that's not it. People go through divorces and breakups more than anything in the world. That's why it's such a big talk.
Oh, we know.
Oh, I just got divorced.
Oh, I'm in one right now. Look,
But divorces take time.
Yes, it is.
And he's going through the processes. He's been through the course.
Nah.
It is what it is.
Clarissa, I went through that. Well, I was on Love and Hip Hop. I was already.
We saw you go through it.
But I'm saying, look, I'm talking about to the point where it was just like that. Everything was cool. Then they found out my divorce wasn't finalized, and it was like, "Oh, you got a wife and you on TV?" I was like, "Whoa! We are living in separate homes. We have the paperwork. We're waiting on a decree, the finalization." So
yeah,
I get it.
It's a process for sure.
So we got a new fight coming, right?
August 15th.
What?
Atlanta.
Is that the only time?
I've always had that kind of mindset of like to seek and destroy.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me ask you about your opponent on the 15th.
What?
Just stand up.
What?
Just stand up. I got to ask her a question. Come on. Stand up. Tanner, in your mind.
That is not.
Clarissa.
Man, he ain't
I'm gonna have to give it to Jock only because I don't know if Saucy if he's doing
Saucy ain't doing push.
Than you talking about me admitting that I know I have an anger problem is like something that I'm like, at least you accept it to where you can work on it a little bit. But like working out keeps me like able to work on that. You know what I'm saying? Like working out, I pray a lot. I listen to music. I do I do music. And so it's just like that's things that I do. And also too, people don't know, but I take social media breaks.
Okay. All right. There you go. I ain't gonna lie. Clarissa should not sure. Nah, no, I'm not trying to encourage violence, but that was a wild question. Yo, how long you gonna keep fucking another chick's husband? Bam. Yo, that was brutal, chat. That was brutal. Okay. Chat, it's 10 minutes before 4 on the East Coast. Could we get a little check-in? If you are still up, I know you might be just laying back. You know what I mean? You might just got some head from your shorty. Or if you know what I mean? If you a chick, you just laying in the bed just waiting to go to sleep or some shit. Just type yes if you still up. Because I be thinking at a certain point, I'm like, everybody's sleeping, ain't it? Just type yes. Y'all up? If y'all up. Okay, people in the bed, huh? Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. Okay, good. All right. See, that's very encouraging. Thank you. No, thank you. Very encouraging. Thank you. Because sometimes I'm not even that tired, but I'm like, I feel like I'm talking to bots. Bots as in, like, people just fell asleep, their computer is still on. All right. All good. Let's jump over this Keefe D thing real quick. So Keefe D is going on trial real quick, or in a little bit. But he's done 2 interviews now. Remember, after his many interviews and his book that he put out, he basically described the fact that he was there and he locked eyes with Suge Knight before Tupac was murdered. He's now on trial for it. He's the only living possible defendant that was supposedly in the car. There were 3 other people in the car. They're all dead. Okay. What's the guy's name? Was it Anderson or whatever the guy who Pac had beat up? He had gotten killed later, and there was 2 other guys in the vehicle. They got killed. Let me see. Can we look at who was sitting where in the car that shot Tupac? Yeah, the driver was Bubble Up, Terrence Bubble Up Brown. Front passenger was Dwayne Keefe D. Davis. And the back seat was Big Dre. And in the back right seat was Orlando Anderson. Okay? And everybody else is dead but Keefe D. So Keefe D, after telling all the stories, and he, people fascination with Pac's death and these documentaries and interviews, he was like cashing out on it. He also wrote a book. He was under the assumption that because he had gotten what's called Queen for a Day, which was immunity, but it was immunity for just that particular interrogation, he thought he could never be charged with this stuff again. So he went on interviews and wrote books, and apparently, according to the law, he could be charged, so he is charged now. His trial's about to start, and he's been on interviews trying to kind of like, put out a different story because he's an elder guy. There's no plea that will get him home before he dies, so he has to beat the case or whatever. Anyway, let me play this.
Since 2023, your trial's coming up in a few days. How are you holding up?
I'm doing good. Best I can. Yep. So how you doing?
Getting ready for the trial as well. So I read your book, Compton Street Legend, that you co-authored. Why did you feel the need to tell your story? And when you wrote it, did you ever imagine the situation you would be in now?
I didn't write that book. I just told him 10 things in my life and gave him some pictures. He did research and stuff like that. Him and my lawyer did that book. My lawyer died, and I just went on to sign on to it with him. I never read it or nothing.
You were never handed a manuscript to sign off on?
No, I never read the book or nothing. It was already, and him and my lawyer was doing, his name was Dwayne Higgins, and he passed water in his yard. And they was friends, and he got in contact with me, then I just signed on to him. He gave me like 10 pictures, told him like 10 things that happened in my life, and he added all the adverbs and stuff like that. He did the thing on research. So yeah, I didn't write that book.
Well, I did read it. It mentions some interactions you had with Tupac Shakur. How would you describe your relationship with Tupac before September 1996?
I prefer not to talk about that stuff. I would like to say how my family is in danger and stuff like that, and how I wasn't even in Las Vegas. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't in Vegas when this stuff happened. So I just said that stuff to get out of trouble.
So you were not in Las Vegas, you're saying September 7th, 1996?
No, I wasn't. They can't prove I was in Las Vegas. I wasn't in Las Vegas. And, my family in real danger. They got like 2 witnesses that's some dangerous dudes. Like they said, my son put out a hit on one of them. His name is Dante Lee. He the one real dangerous. He killed 3 guys out there in La Mirada, California.
Okay.
And he said my son put out a hit on him. I wouldn't want my son nowhere near him because he get to kill people for free and get out of jail for free. You know what I'm saying? And they gave him $5,000 to move. He just played them out of $5,000. He's wrong, He's wrong. And then that Reggie Wright Jr., he's threatening my son on the internet. The last few days he didn't threaten him on the internet. And it's wrong. It's wrong.
Could you describe back in the 90s the tension between the Southside Crips and Death Row Records?
There wasn't no tension between us never because maybe about 2 weeks before that September, in August 96, we was at the House of Blues, and they had a concert with the Loonies. Suge, Tupac, and Snoop pulled up in some Rolls Royces. And they came and said, what's going on here? I said, the concert over with. And he said, let's go up to Paradise. And we got up there on Santa Monica and Hyatt, right there in Hancock District in LA. We was never at odds with each other. Me and him as friends since we've been knowing each other since we was 8 years old. I played football with him, and his daddy and uncles was our coach.
Yeah.
I was never at odds with him.
I do want to mention, you had said that you were not in Vegas the night that Tupac died when there was the Mike Tyson fight. Again, I read your this book.
They're using this book against
Every
him.
single page. You included a picture of your sister and yourself at the fight.
That wasn't no fight. Why would I wear an overcoat in September? That's what, I had no fight. Why would I wear an overcoat and a hat? I had a suit on and an overcoat. That was a New Year's party. That was a New Year's party.
So it says over here, me and my sister at the fight.
I didn't author that book. That dude just put that stuff in there. He ain't had no fight. September the 7th, it'll be 115 degrees. What I want to wear a suit with an overcoat on and a hat. Don't make sense.
So I read.
Go back and look at the degrees on that September. You think I would wear that in September 7th? Come on now. A suit with an overcoat on and a hat. That was at a New Year's Eve party. And you see where Latto, he got the same floor.
Yep.
He had on a Dan Marino jacket. Dan Marino shirt that night in September, didn't he?
You're saying that
Raise it up again. Raise it up again. Show me again. Do that look like a Dan Marino shirt? Come on now. Think about it. He can change that quick. He can change up that quick.
Why was this picture included in the book soon after your description?
I did not write that book. A ghostwriter wrote that. He just put that on there.
And he never ran anything by you.
You think I would wear a suit? A two-piece suit with an overcoat on? Come on now. Cashmere overcoat.
Well,
Latto can change his clothes that quick.
I've watched some of your other interviews. You came out with a few. There was a Vlad TV interview as well.
They paid me money to say that stuff.
You were publicizing the book. Were you publicizing it knowing that you didn't write it?
I was just trying to make my family some money. That's all it is. But you get where I'm coming from? Why would I wear a suit with an overcoat on and a hat September the 7th? Come on now. Think about it. Latto can change clothes that quick. He can change clothes that quick. Honestly. You think he's a magic man? He got the clothes in the lobby. He can change up clothes that quick. Latto was a kid, and that picture was 2 years later. That was on a New Year's Eve party. I did not write the book. That's going to show you that I didn't write the book. Why would I have on a suit? You know what I'm saying? I did not write that book.
But the book has been a center of discussion in prior court proceedings, and it seems like it may be brought up in trial. Your name's also associated with it on the front cover.
Okay. One more time?
I said that the book has been...
It's interesting that he's trying to do, he's basically defending himself without his lawyer just on an interview. Why do this interview?
Brought up in prior court hearings, and it could be brought up in court as well. Your name is on the front cover. So why not stop the book from being published if you knew it was going to be published, if you didn't write it?
I didn't know that. I never read it. I didn't know that book was going to be published. They gave me money. I just did for money. That's going to prove that I wasn't that was no big. Why would I, September the 7th, you know what I'm saying? Why would I wear a suit, overcoat, and a hat? And you can check out, it was probably 100-something degrees on September the 7th. So think about it. Why would I wear that? Latto, he's a magician or something. He can change his clothes that quick. Come on now.
So if you didn't...
That was on New Year's Eve.
If you weren't...
A New Year's Eve party, and we're going to have somebody come and tell you that was a New Year's Eve party. That wasn't at no fight.
If you weren't there that night, how did you know the details to write about in
I
this
did
book?
not write that
Or where
book.
did these
Okay.
vivid details
You
come?
ask me one more time about in the interview. I swear.
Okay.
You ask me one more time. We're not here to talk about that book. I'm here to tell you how my family's life's in danger. I'm here to tell you about there's a bunch of lies going on. I'm not here to talk about that book. It's like a gag order on that type of stuff anyway. You know what I'm saying? So.
A lot of the stuff that's been a judge ruled that the 2008 police interview can be used against you. I noticed in court you were very upset when that judge denied your defense's motion. What was your reaction? What was going through your head a couple of weeks ago in court?
What's going through my head? Yeah. She act like she was there. She wasn't there. She act like she was there. She was in junior high school or something. She wasn't there. She was in like high school. You know?
Do you regret giving that 2008 interview?
What's that?
Do you regret giving that 2008 interview to police?
You know, I'd save 48 people from being federated. They was going to give her like 700, 800 years. And my lawyer gave me a script to read. He said, this is the only way you're going home. And I just came back and read the script. And he told me we practiced that stuff before they even came to his office. And she said, the judge said that was at a federal building. That wasn't at no federal building. That was at the lawyer's office. They act like they know everything. They don't know nothing. They wasn't there.
And you didn't know.
There. The judge wasn't there. The DA wasn't there. They act like they know everything. They wasn't there.
This guy's crazy.
It was at a lawyer's office. That was at a federal building, so that's covered. No, it wasn't at no federal building. It was at my lawyer's office.
And you didn't know that interview was going to be recorded?
Not at all. They don't record. They do not record. It's the 302, and that dude did that just to make money. My lawyer, they gave me 2 months to come back with my decision. It was going to take 40-some people to jail. And he said, this is the only way you're going home. He gave me a script to read, and I just came and read that script. So that's what happened. And then she said it was at a federal building. That's why it's covered, baby. It wasn't at no federal building. It was at my lawyer's office. She acted like she was there. She wasn't there. Well, Giacomo wasn't there. You know what I'm saying? And another thing, this place is Jim Crow. They don't have no black people that work at the DA's office. Vegas is a monopoly of people. You got blacks, Hispanics, whites. You got Mormons. They got Filipino. The DA office consists of that type of atmosphere. It should be, but it's all whites. It's and they using what's the name? That Indian man that's blackface.
All right. I think you guys get it, man. Pretty much, you could tell if he's doing interviews without his lawyers, my boy is cooked. He's cooked, and he's trying anything he could do to try to, save a little bit of face, see if he could, get some people to believe that, he was lying the whole time. Hey, I was just down on my luck. It's the only way I could get money. I could just say, hey, I was a living witness of whatever happened. So I sold a book. I charged for interviews, but not going to lie, I don't think people are buying that. I don't think people are buying that at all. So we'll see. All right. I'm trying to... What else is there for me to talk about? There's obviously a few other good topics. Yo, they didn't suspend Kawhi Leonard yet? Shit. Let me hear this interview. So I don't know if you guys follow sports, but Kawhi Leonard, a player, I think he's still on the Clippers, is he? Or is he back to the Toronto Raptors yet? Anyway, The point is this. Kawhi Leonard supposedly had like some secret deal with his organization to take less money, but they were going to give him the money in other ways. Now, in basketball, there's a salary cap. And when building a team, you have to pretty much balance a budget sheet to get enough players under a certain amount of salary. However, you can, which is highly, I believe, not only illegal, but it's just against all rules in the sport. If you funnel money to these players, just not in a contract, that's kind of the same thing. Because if somebody wants $30 million, but according to what you could pay them via the budget is 15, the person might not give a fuck if you're like, yo, we'll give you the 15 million on the side. We're going to act like you're giving speeches, but you're going to get 15 million for speeches. Then you get 15 million for basketball. Remember, the salary cap only cares about their basketball contract. This one guy has been exposing the fact that Kawhi Leonard has been getting paid under the table, which is outside of the NBA salary cap thing. And a lot of people actually believe it, and they're waiting for the investigation to finish to see if Kawhi will be held accountable if he did do these things or if he did it at all. Anyway, Stephen A. interviewed this guy who's been really on the case. Let's hear what they had to say.
How are you, man? How's everything?
Stephen A., it's been a delight to hear you process what we've been reporting all day, and so thank you for asking me on the show.
Well, let me tell you something. You can give credit to everybody else all you want to. Damn it, I'm giving credit right to you. This is your work, my brother. Let me tell you something. We don't know if it's true or not. We're leaning on your reporting, but I got to tell you, if this stuff is true, this is definitely award-winning stuff. Make no mistake about it, and props to you for getting the information out that you've gotten out. Talk to us about this right now. Kawhi Leonard and Daktronics. What is the exact allegation potentially being levied against Kawhi Leonard, and to what?
Which, by the way, it's kind of a genius idea. It's just that he's gotten caught if he really did it, right? Like, for example, the New York Knicks won a championship this year because one of their players, the star player, Jalen Brunson, took a salary. He took a cut. Now, not in the same sense of like, oh, just don't give me money. I think he renewed his thing a little bit early, and if he had just not renewed it early, he would have gained like $100 million more. So because they had to balance this budget sheet called a salary cap, he did his renewal earlier to help the team get other players that who would be requiring a lot of money. And they won a championship. So remember, it does matter if, a team could finesse not paying a player what they're worth.
What extent do you believe, if this information proves to be true, that it's going to harm him and the Clippers organization?
This is a hidden multi-million-dollar sponsorship deal, according to two high-level sources who worked with the Clippers. The first source as a person under contract at a high level with the Intuit Dome build-out and construction. The second person, a former Clippers executive. And what they say is that this is a deal in which Kawhi Leonard had a multi-million-dollar arrangement as a sponsor for Daktronics, which is, for people who don't know, the manufacturer of the Jumbotron at the Intuit Dome, the famous Halo board, which was a 9-figure project. Reportedly $100 million is what it cost to build that thing. But the thing about this deal, of course, Stephen A., is that according to my reporting, this is the second hidden sponsorship deal where there is no evidence that Kawhi Leonard publicly has done anything. And more to the point, this deal was never announced either. So Aspiration, a $28 million contract plus $20 million in equity in that company, guaranteed to Kawhi Leonard for him to do nothing. That was never announced. This is now the second direct tie between the Clippers and a team partner, Daktronics, and Kawhi Leonard, with the express intent, according to my reporting, of circumventing the NBA salary cap. And so what does that mean? We know that Adam Silver previously has said that the salary cap, as you know, is the cardinal rule of the NBA. This is collectively bargained. This is a thing that all owners, in theory, have to abide by. And so to have these allegations existing concurrently, it amounts to the largest alleged cap circumvention scheme in the history of professional sports, at least in America. That's the scale of what we're talking about.
Pablo, was Kawhi Leonard under any obligation to divulge this information, according to your reporting?
So Wachtell Lipton, the law firm that the NBA has hired to do their their investigation.
So there is
This is something that they would have the power to ask Kawhi Leonard, and he would be under some obligation as an NBA employee to divulge. So that's from the backstage proceedings around can the information be given to league investigators. In terms of should he say this to the public as it was happening in real time, I think the question that should be asked is, why would a company pay him, allegedly, millions of dollars as a sponsor or endorser or a partner, whatever term you want to use there, if they were to never announce it to the public?
Okay, so remember, he signs a deal, right? He signs a deal with the Clippers, but he signs this other endorsement deal with a company that basically the Clippers owner owns. They never announced the deal publicly of the endorsement, which people think is odd because why do you, if you're signing a star to an endorsement deal, you would want people to know because he's endorsing it. So that's already fishy. But also people feel like he hasn't done anything significant with the very huge deal. He's signed a $28 million endorsement deal and he's done nothing. So people are like, yo, bro, that's his NBA contract they just put into other shit.
Stephen A., I'm not I'm not a super genius.
Honestly, though, chat, it's my opinion. I don't watch basketball all the time, but I don't think he's getting in trouble. I think they're going to do like the Showtani thing. Like, I believe that Showtani, whatever that nigga, that baseball nigga, I think he was gambling too, nigga. But the fall guy's an interpreter, and he's too good. So the league don't want egg on his face. I don't think that Kawhi going to get in trouble.
Comes to this stuff, I just know that if
you're
you're
realist, thank you for the gift and sub.
You're an endorser for something, and neither the company nor you
Shohei Ohtani, thank you for that,
ever announce it, it's hard to claim plausibly that you're actually endorsing them in any way that draws to the bottom line of the business that you're allegedly endorsing. So the standard language in the CBA is always, can this be rationally explained outside of salary cap circumvention? And in the aspiration case, the answer over 11 months has been no. No one has provided an alternative explanation that makes any sense. And in this case, we've asked everybody the same questions. The Clippers, Kawhi Leonard, his new representatives, Daktronics itself.
Wait, they rescinded the trade? I thought Kawhi was going to Kawhi. Wait, he's not going to the Raptors? Wait, he's not going to the Raptors no more? Is he going to... Oh, this shit is heating up. Let's hear.
I would not get too excited about Raptors fans. I would not get too excited about adding Kawhi Leonard to your roster anytime soon because his entire saga with the Clippers and circumventing the salary cap added a whole nother layer. Allegedly, there's another multi-million-dollar sponsorship deal that involves Kawhi Leonard and the Clippers in their attempt to circumvent the salary cap and funnel money directly to Kawhi Leonard. And this one is from Daktronics, the company that built this massive Halo board in the Clippers' new arena. So not only does the NBA have to investigate the original issue with aspiration and that $28 million endorsement that the Clippers tried to use to circumvent the salary cap, but now a whole new layer with Daktronics.
Wait, it's two companies? Oh, Kawhi was on the shit. Yo, Kawhi is a bag getter, huh?
None of them have anything resembling a plausible explanation for why you would have not announced this sponsorship deal to a public that ostensibly you're trying to advertise to.
Talking to Pablo Torre right here with Stephen A.
Oh, the trade's on hold until this. All right, when are they going to be done with the investigation, Chad? I'd seen Drake celebrating like, yo, Kawhi coming back.
6M Mad Dog Sports Radio. Pablo, what kind of ramifications potentially is Kawhi Leonard facing if indeed all of this is...
Yo, Kawhi, I'm going to tell you this on some real nigga shit. You ain't the first nigga to break the rules, but your bitch ass didn't play enough. Like, all this hurt shit, nigga. Like, if you was the face of the league, you would have got away with this shit, dummy. But your bitch ass don't want to play enough. Everybody know Michael Jordan was gambling, but he the face of the league. They just said, nah, he just needed to take a break. You want to play baseball. That's how it works. You could cheat when you the nigga who's showing up. Like if LeBron did some fuck shit right now, we covering it up. You don't play enough, gang. You don't play enough, bro. Everybody breaking the rule. You see that nigga that Shoho Hutani? That nigga, of course, was cheating. He was gambling like a motherfucker. But he good. He show up. And ain't he from Japan or China? One of them fucking countries? Nigga, we just gonna blame the interpreter. Facts. Yo ass ain't play enough. I've been telling y'all non-playing ass niggas. Yo ass better you should be getting the minimum. How you gonna try to cheat for more money? Nigga, you don't even want to play basketball, fool. Yo ass, I can't wait till you get exposed. Only the niggas who put the work in and are true superstars could cheat. Facts. Michael Jordan, of course you could gamble. Of course. What's the problem? Take a year off. Gamble more. Nigga, you ever watch The Last Dance? They said they used to send, that nigga Dennis Rodman used to like drop a triple-double and be like, yo, bro, I got to go to Vegas to fuck some bitches and like blow some steam off. I'm going to catch y'all niggas in 3 days. And they would allow him. You know why? Because you're that guy. He shows up. Kawhi, you haven't been playing basketball enough to be doing this fuck shit. You're going to get exposed. We'll cover for LeBron, Michael Jordan, who else? Shohu Hutani, and all the other GOATs. Yo ass ain't goated enough. Yo ass is going to the ringer. Straight up.
Is proven to be true.
So keep in mind that the Raptors and the Clippers have a trade that they've agreed to, and that trade is frozen, of course. There was a piece of paper, I'm told, that the Raptors had put in front of them by the league office, and the piece of paper that they had to sign for this trade to go through was going to effectively indemnify both the league and the Clippers from any legal recourse or renegotiation in the event of a punishment specific to Kawhi Leonard and his contract, meaning it was buyer beware. And so the Clippers and the Raptors, the word is, of course, they're waiting for the ruling to come down. And so the first immediate impact, Stephen A., is what happens to that trade. But really, the thing that determines what happens to that trade is there a voiding of the contract, which is the biggest possible punishment the NBA could levy? And perhaps more likely, is there a suspension of some length for Kawhi Leonard? Right? It's the last deal. It's the last year of this deal. It's an expiring contract, which is what makes it kind of complicated. If you're to vaporize that deal, he becomes a free agent. And that's its own can of worms. But the immediate question is, are you going to suspend him or void the contract based on the information that cannot possibly be rationally explained outside of salary cap circumvention?
Well, vaporizing the deal is not good enough. If he's guilty of this, vaporizing the deal isn't good enough because you just leave him out there on the free agent market and somebody can gobble him up and pay him. You got to attach a suspension with that vaporization of the deal in order to make sure that ramifications are truly, truly felt. What about on the part of the Los Angeles Clippers and Steve Ballmer specifically? What kind of ramifications potentially could he be facing?
I mean, if you believe this is the cardinal rule of the NBA, as Adam Silver says, right? That's what he said in 2019 when the Raptors and the Lakers both went to the league office, Stephen A., and they said, Uncle Dennis Robertson and Kawhi Leonard have been coming to us asking for benefits in circumvention of the salary cap. And the league office in 2019 examines it, investigates it, says nothing to see here, no evidence, but we're going to give a stern warning to Dennis Robertson. And we're going to make it so that they know this is the cardinal rule and you can't do it again. So
Kawhi tried to cheat before. Is Kawhi Nigerian? He got scammer vibes, yo. Fuck with that nigga, man.
Just keep this in mind. This is not a first-time offense. In fact, 2015, DeAndre Jordan, you can look this up. Steve Ballmer gets fined. The Clippers get fined $250,000 because they try to offer DeAndre Jordan a marketing deal with Lexus, which was a team sponsor of the Clippers at the time. And that was the first instance of Steve Ballmer getting punished for cap circumvention. And so then 2019 comes around with two other separate NBA franchises calling for an investigation. And now you have Aspiration, and now you have Daktronics. And so this is not out of the sky a new thing for people to contemplate in the league office. This is a multiple alleged offender who has clearly taken the warning, according to my reporting of 2019, and done something even more vast and ambitious, allegedly. And that's the part where it's crazy. It's just crazy on that level.
You're talking about this is potentially a multi-time offender. Are you talking about Steve Ballmer, or are you talking about the manager and uncle of Kawhi Leonard, that is Dennis Robertson?
I am talking about both. Steve Ballmer, keep in mind, was the anchor investor in Aspiration. He put in $50 million, then another $10 million of his own money into a company that was, in fact, a fraud. And when Steve Ballmer has said this whole time, I've been a victim, of course, on some level, my reporting shows that he is correct. He did not anticipate that he was getting into business with a man, Joe Sandberg, who has now been sentenced to 14 years in federal prison for wire fraud through Aspiration. That is true. But what my reporting has been consistent about this entire time, and we have a whistleblower complaint filed to the federal government in 2023, by the way, that establishes this under penalty of perjury. Steve Ballmer partnered with Joe Sandberg to deceive the NBA through salary cap circumvention. That's according to my reporting. And simultaneously, he was defrauded by the guy he trusted. And so this happens, right? This happens. This is how this can go terribly.
But did he trust a guy and then the defrauding took place? Or did he trust a guy that was believed to be in the process of defrauding and attempting to defraud others, and he decided to get business with that guy anyway? Which one are you saying?
Well, this is what's very interesting, because when Steve Ballmer puts in $50 million in September of 2021, and he has this arrangement that is suspiciously closing very quickly, and I'll spare you the details because we've done a 13-part series, and there's too much to summarize.
Damn.
But on the front end, he's the guy who demonstrates for everyone else in the market, this is a man worth trusting. And at that point, I do believe, according to my reporting, that Steve Ballmer did not know that this was going to be this federal investigation and fraud. But in March of this is really important here. In March of 2023, Steve Ballmer puts in another $10 million as Uncle Dennis and Kawhi are asking, where is our money? In December of 2022, Dennis Wong, the co-owner of the Clippers, Steve Ballmer's best friend, puts in $1.99 million 9 days before Aspiration pays Kawhi Leonard the $1.75 he's been due that has been running months late to him. And so in 2022 and 2023, there is no excuse, according to my reporting, for not knowing that Aspiration was a broke company that was failing to pay its obligations, that was struggling and under investigation. Its independent auditor had resigned. That's a lot of financial speak for basically saying you should have known better by then. I can buy on the front end, this was a scam and I was scammed. But by then, according to my reporting, it's very hard to believe, if not impossible to believe, that you didn't know more than you're currently saying, which is to say, Steve Ballmer allegedly was trying to keep the cap circumvention scheme secret as long as he could until it was no longer possible. And then we get to the stuff we reported yesterday with Daktronics, which is a parallel story along similar dynamics.
What about the argument that some in Steve Ballmer's favor would make that he may not have known he's the owner, he's leaving that up to other people to handle business, and he was oblivious to what was going on in regards to Kawhi Leonard and his contract situation? What about that argument?
Stephen A., you remember how involved Steve Ballmer was in the recruitment of Kawhi Leonard.
Yes, I do.
He was in the meetings. Doc Rivers is there. Steve Ballmer is there. Steve Ballmer, anybody who knows how he's dealt with the basketball team and the Intuit Dome, by the way, they know he measured the distance between the toilets. Okay? He designed this. He is a former Microsoft CEO who's the biggest basketball super fan that we know on this planet, it seems. He's always been that. And so the idea that he is brilliant business mind designing everything for when the team is going well, but is totally oblivious, despite him putting personally his money through his own LLCs into these companies when it's going bad, is just in defiance of logic and, frankly, the evidence in my reporting. And so, look, it's not just Steve. I should say that, right? He has trusted people in the Clippers front office this entire time to actually go and execute. I'm not saying that Steve Ballmer is individually negotiating with Dennis Robertson. What my reporting suggests is that, frankly, this is an entire operation that goes to Lawrence Frank, the president of basketball ops, that goes to Gillian Zucker, who's the CEO of Halo Sports and Entertainment. These are the people that Steve Ballmer trusts to run the Clippers basketball and business sides, respectively. And if you're asking me now, are those two people the sorts of employees who don't tell their boss what they're doing?
No.
That seems insane to me.
So with that being said, let's encapsulate all of this. Bottom line is this: if this is true, and obviously there appears to be no reason to doubt it, excellent reporting on your part, Pablo. Bottom line is this: if you're the NBA, you vaporize the contract of Kawhi Leonard, and in the same breath, not only do you do that, but you suspend him. You suspend him, and you don't allow him to play for the next year. You confiscate draft picks from the Clippers, but you also suspend Steve Ballmer.
He wasn't going to play anyway. That nigga do not play.
From appearing at games. I can't imagine Adam Silver going that far, but this may call for that because you know what everybody's going to think. If this stuff is true, people are going to say Kawhi Leonard this is who it happened for. There's no way this has happened for a bevy of players around the NBA. You know that's what's next. You know that, right, Pablo?
The integrity of the league is at stake. And I don't say that lightly, but that's the point that you're raising.
We're almost done with
There's
this.
a credibility question that shadows every other deal that doesn't quite make sense. And in this case, there is a paper trail. There are multiple sources. There's all 13 parts over a year. I mean, Stephen A., something really important for people to understand is that I'm not just throwing everything I hear at the wall. I first heard about this in September of 2025, 2 days after I reported part one. And I waited and I carefully researched and double-checked and got other sources and fact-checked and tied all of this together so that I could be sure that when I went public with something about the richest owner in American sports, a guy with $140-something billion, I wasn't just throwing it at the wall and hoping with my fingers crossed it would stick. This is something that the more you peel away the layers, it's pretty mind-blowing. And if you're the NBA and you're dogged, I mean, frankly, you're followed now by these theories of what else is not being told to the public about salary cap circumvention. If you don't get this one right, I think every question you've raised is exactly the right question that people should ask.
Can't say enough, Pablo, about the job that you've done here. You deserve all the credit in the world. Exceptional work on your part, no doubt about it. We got to keep our eyes on this. This is a big-time story. It's not going away, particularly when we're all waiting for the ruling to come down from this law firm and handling the investigation, which even Adam Silver said in early June should have been done by now. We're still waiting for them. And now it brings into question, what's the procrastination on their part in regards to that? You seem to be coming up with more conclusions than they are. And they're the ones that have been hired to investigate the matter, Pablo. That's what it is. I'll give you the last word.
I should renegotiate my rate. My billable hours aren't walk, tell, Lipton billable hours, man. But I think the last thing I'll say is that I think there's a lot more to come.
Pablo, I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much. Great work on your part.
Okay. All right. Interesting. Dame Dash is battling with the Breakfast Club. He says they are trying to smear him. They only report negative shit about him. Whoop-de-doo. Let's hear what he has to say. This is after they're reporting about his life rights being up for sale. This is what the reporting looked like.
Not to be petty, but I think that's good business.
It would be a great business. Dash's life rights.
I would like to purchase his life rights. Not to be petty, but I think that's good business.
It would be a great business move.
Like I'm especially interested in the Rockefeller movie because of what you just said. They said it's a lot of footage, right?
Yeah.
That's history. Like a lot of content can be created around that. So I'm intrigued.
His life as well, the way he started.
Charlamagne got that $200 million. That nigga do not know how to act, bro. He know Dame Dash is broke as a joke. Dame Dash might not have $200 to his name. Charlamagne got $200 million. Charlamagne, if you've watched Charlamagne for a long time, he used to love playing broke. Now he likes playing big bank, take a little bank. Okay, so now all the niggas who talk shit to him over the years, he's like getting back at it, like, oh shit, oh his life rights is up for sale. Oh okay, I would love to be involved in that. You see, Charlamagne is trying to get into this little mogul bag. That's why he's cool with Jay-Z and them niggas.
Dash's life rights.
I would like to purchase his life rights. Not to be petty, but I think that's good business.
It would be a great business move.
Like I'm especially interested in the Rockefeller movie because of what you just said. They said it's a lot of footage, Right?
Yeah.
That's history. Like a lot of content can be created around that. So I'm intrigued.
And his life as well, the way he started and him hustling and him, creating Rockefeller with Jay and Biggs and all the things that they went to, created Rock Nation. I mean, not Rock Nation, Rockefeller Records. What's the Rockaware and finding Kanye West? Yeah, that would be hella interesting.
Yeah. I mean, I already know a lot of people would be interested. Like I know Cameron would be interested in buying it with us. So I'm gonna make a serious inquiry about that. I am interested in purchasing the OG store.
I'm sure 50 would.
Well, Dame Dash responded to this report.
They named all his ops. Yo, I think Cam will want to join in on the bid. Maybe 52.
I do want to make a serious inquiry.
If you make an inquiry, don't say Envy, throw me some bread.
No, I do. I'm making a serious inquiry about purchasing his life rights. I am interested in purchasing the OG store.
I got a couple dollars.
Am.
It would be more than that. It'll be the real OG story.
Interesting. Anyway, Dame Dash was not that fond of that. He came out with this.
So, my girl calls me. I'm in the middle of a meeting, and she forwards me.
Yo, why do niggas always act like they never see the content and their man's always got to... Yo, Dame, I'm going to keep it a bean with you. I don't watch The Breakfast Club because they're on Netflix, my nigga. I go to Netflix for Breaking Bad and to put on shit when I'm fucking a bitch, bro. Like, I'm not going on there for The Breakfast Club and Lauren LaRosa, okay? She ain't that sexy. I'm sorry. So, I barely catch Breakfast Club clips. I'm keeping it a bean with you, all right? Dame Dash, ain't nobody send you this, gang. You're watching The Breakfast Club because you and Charlamagne got whatever going on. He talk about you a lot because he like dissing you because you played with him when you was talking about bosses and whatever way back. And I get it. I ain't gonna lie. I would do the same to you. Like, you sunned Charlamagne back then, and that nigga got $20 million contract, and he's sunning you now, nigga. Like, you're broke. Like, I'm gonna keep it a bean. That's why he's treating you like that. So he's gonna report, bro, Dame Dash, respectfully, we don't give a fuck about you, Jay-Z, Rockefeller, Rockaware, none of that shit. But Charlamagne works for Jay-Z. He's gonna report on that till you're out of here. And you try to embarrass him, so he gonna shit on you. So this is Charlamagne's pet project. I don't give a fuck about Dame Dash life rights. You know who cares about it? The nigga he shitted on, Charlamagne. And also Jay-Z. Charlamagne works for Jay-Z. It's all good. So now, like, he's over, like, I don't like when Dame Dash is like, oh, my homegirl sent me this. Bro, you're in the fucking group chat. You know these niggas is talking about you. Ain't nobody send this. You saw the breakfast. Your last $10, you subscribe to Netflix and you're watching The Breakfast Club. Because you know they're going to talk about you. Your homegirl didn't send this to you. Nigga, you seen it on The Breakfast Club. Whether it's on Netflix or wherever.
Something from...
Look, you trying to be cool. Like, yeah, my homeboy sent this to me.
So, my girl calls me. I'm in the middle of a meeting. And she forwards me something from, the dark-skinned chick from The Breakfast Club. And yeah, they defaulted my bankruptcy. They said they won't let me go bankrupt. They don't believe it. No one reported that. But also no one reported anything about OG stories. What The Breakfast Club did report was when I asked my daughter for some money, and now they're reporting, whatever bullshit is going on with bankruptcy. But I just feel like y'all make it too obvious. Like, why don't you ever talk about any of the good stuff? Are you guys trying to line me up?
Yes, they're trying to line you up. Charlamagne works for Jay-Z. Jay-Z wants to see your head on a stake. Charlamagne's going to deliver it, fool.
Are you guys trying to amplify a narrative?
Yes, they're trying to amplify a narrative. Dame Dash, you're smarter than this. Why are you asking rhetorical questions?
I'm just curious why I just ignore the question or ignore anything good that ever happens in my life. But yeah, am I broke or am I not broke? How are y'all gonna say this? Like, y'all just gonna continue to talk about things that people, consider negative that I can consider part of business? I'll deal with what I gotta deal with as part of the game. Bad people are always going to try to make good people look like they're not doing the right thing. But Why are you the voice of everything bad and nothing good, Lauren? You're a black woman. Why would you want to amplify bad stuff for black people but not amplify anything?
Lauren LaRosa trying to be the misinfo that's like that works for Rock Nation. That's just on the Breakfast Club. Okay? Let me tell you this. So Lauren LaRosa, because her and Charlamagne, like they're getting paid by Rock Nation. They reported, oh, Drake is being sued being sued with Stake and blah, blah, blah. This is serious. I do an interview with Charlamagne. He's talking about, oh, this and third, we got financial disclosure. Yo, a judge actually dismissed the case. I see the OVO, there's a lot of OVO pro Twitter accounts. They're tweeting at them like, hey, you reported the lawsuit. Are you going to report that it got dismissed? Fuck no, they're not going to report that, man. You crazy? You just got to realize what it is. Like, I'm not mad about it at this point.
Good for this black man. It's like a case study on stupidity or alleged devil worship. I don't know. Either way, I'm hustling. OG Stories, 11 o'clock. Congratulations, Dawn. Ratings through the roof. Steve Mack, Jay Black, Queen of Harlem. We got a hit TV show. Let's talk about that.
Oh, shit. Okay, all right, bet. Oh, damn. My liquor almost fell. Okay, cool. Whatever. Yo, chat. I don't even really want to address this, and I hope this does not go viral. But let me just show you a little bit about the internet. And hopefully y'all get to the place where I get to. I'll keep it 100, though, and I'll tell you whatever. So I did a stream with Neon. And when I did the stream with Neon... Okay, where is it? I think part of the stream they posted on this blog. Damn, they post a lot. Where is the post? I don't know. Someone sent. I've seen people send it. I think it was from this website. Hold on. Damn, they post a lot. Fuck. Here we go. It's supposed to be a post with me. Tell me if y'all see it. It's supposed to be a post with me type shit. Okay. Damn, I can't find it. Oh my God, I cannot find it. You've probably been scrolling for like 5 minutes. Okay. Can't find it. Can I find it? What? Do you know what I'm talking about? It was a clip that kind of... Oh, this is 6 days ago. Definitely not there. Oh, fuck, I can't find it. If I can't find it, like, I don't care. I only want to address it on stream for, like, y'all. But, like... You know me, at this point, I know the power of the internet. I can't find it. Fuck it. Jesus. Oh, 7. All right, it's not that. It will be down here somewhere. 2 days ago. Okay. Oh, by the way, chat, tomorrow Drake is streaming tomorrow. We're gonna be live streaming when he streams. So what the fuck is this? Yeah, so tomorrow we're live streaming with Drake. Well, not with Drake, but like, you know, whatever he streams, we'll kind of like check out. Do you know what I'm talking about? If I can't find it, I'm not even gonna, because it's one of those things. So anyway, I mean, I'll just describe it. So chat, I'm doing a stream. I guess people post it went mad viral. Let me tell you this. This is just to my audience. No one else that's outside my audience. Just y'all. And if you're up at 4 a.m., I hope you're in my audience. Bro, if you've watched me for like 10 years, like, you should know me. You should know me. Daphne Joy, come on, you should know me, right? So anyway, I'm streaming with Neon in Toronto, whatever. And like, I'm like, whatever. And I say, I was like, yo, you're my last bitch. Like, yo, I bought her everything in the world, and she like left me for a nigga without a car. And I knew that was gonna be the clip, because here's the thing. This is why people lean into like content like that. Is like the internet, and that's what I was telling Neon. I'm like, Neon, you know, any girl you date, she's gonna be so popular. That's why Daphne Joy is blown up. Daphne Joy did mad collabs with even Cam Newton. It only goes viral with me because there's a perception of me that people are like, oh shit, they want to see me with the bad bitch. I know this. I'm smart. So anyway, I'm streaming with Neon. I'm clip farming. Trust me. If I'm IRLing, I'm clip farming. So I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna lie, my last bitch, bro. Like, yo, this bitch, like, I bought her everything in the world. Like, yo, she went and fucked a man. She went and cheated on me with a nigga that don't even have a car. Chat, that's not even true. But I ain't gonna lie, it made for a great clip. I seen every blog in the world post it, because I ain't gonna lie, I open my DMs and there's like 40 bitches. I ain't gonna lie. It's like a W method for girls, because every girl is like, oh my God, I'm so sorry that happened to you. I'm here though. I would never do that to you. I'll just suck your dick all day. So anyway, I say that, I guess like the clip is going super viral type shit. And I don't really give a damn, because at this point, bro, like, what's my reputation? I don't have nothing that I'm protecting like that. So I'm like, all right, if y'all want to believe that, fine. You know, the only time, honestly, I had to, like, and this is between me and y'all. So I'm chilling today. My mama's here. My mama, I don't know why she has the internet. First of all, she's on my, I now moved her. She's on my fucking plan. I got to cut her internet off. My mom come in and my mom is like lecturing me because she's reading this thing, and it's and she start getting to, if you ever been, well, y'all don't got Jamaican moms. She's going into this whole thing, yo, these bitches, da da da, like these girls, da da da, and I'm like, Mom, this shit's not even real. Like, so my mom is giving me a whole lecture. And then at first I was like, why did my mom just lecture me like that? Then she texts me, because obviously I just like ignore her. She texts me the clip of me clip farming with Neon, where I say that I had a girl that I bought everything in the world for, and then she left me for a nigga without a car. So anyway, I only care about that. I don't care about the internet saying it, because, nigga, I've made a lot of millions off the internet. I'm cool with that. It's a trade-off. It's fine. My mom today, believing that, like, she was arguing so much, like, well, a Jamaican mom talks to herself. The whole time I'm looking at her like, Mom, that shit not even real. Chat. She was going crazy on me today. So I'm like trying to play my little video game. I'm trying to play Fortnite. My mom comes down and she's like lecturing me. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, where did this come from? You know? And then she sends me the article, and I'm like, how do I tell my mom that this is not real? Actually, it happened with Daphne Joy too. Yo, after I did all the clip farming with Daphne Joy, bro, my mom sent me this whole thing, and I'm like, Mom, could you get off? I miss when Wendy Williams was popping, because my mom used to be on a different side of the internet. She never cared about what I was doing. Now my mom be seeing headlines about me, and she's looking into it. I'm like, Mom, what are you? This is the internet. I know who I am. I'm Akademiks. People are supposed to be like, yo, Ak is this phenotype of guy. Trust me. If I try to force this idea oh yeah, I'm fucking mad bitches, the internet wouldn't believe it. In the internet's mind, I'm gonna always be the nerd who just got his first bad bitch, no matter what girl I got. right? Bruh, I'm cool with it. You know why? Nigga, I just keep thumbing through the millions. I'm cool with it. I'm not mad at it. But my mom was going off, I ain't gonna lie. And I didn't even have the heart to tell her, like, yo, mom, it's not even real. So anyway, just to let y'all know. That story I told, it y'all know the story with my ex. Like, that wasn't a story, though. There is a story, but that wasn't it. I just kind of spiced it up to try to clip farm. Anyway, who cares? Make her internet slower. No. Anyway, all right, cool. We got some more topics. Yo, y'all been rocking with me. Yo, it's almost 5 o'clock. Chris Brown's trying to tell the housekeeper to keep her hands off the Usher money tour. Or the Usher tour money. Let's read this. Chris Brown is fighting for his former housekeeper efforts to redirect his profits from his tour with Usher into her pockets. She's trying to collect money off. She's owed $13 million. By the way, he's gonna appeal. He's gonna try to get the judgment thrown out. Trust. Anyway, the singer filed court documents obtained by TMZ objecting to Maria Avila's move in court to have all of his present and future income assigned to her, including his tour money and royalties until the 8-figure debt is satisfied. As reported, she was awarded the massive judgment after her lawsuit against Chris Brown for the 2020 dog attack at his house. She claimed the dog viciously attacked her, caused damages. He denied all claims of wrongdoing, claimed she provoked the dog. Okay, but a jury ultimately decided that with Maria following the trial. Unfortunately, I keep telling y'all, chat, like with most states, you know, provocation of a dog. Let me Google. In what states does provoking a dog absolves the owner from responsibility? Let's see. There's certain states, I guess, right? Okay. But it said, but in virtually all states with strict liability dogs, okay, California, Florida, and yeah. Wait. Oh, never mind. It helps. What? It proves as a legal defense. Chat, I told you what. I think I told you on my gambling stream. Did I ever tell you what happened with my dog bite? I give you quickly. Shorty got a bag from my home insurance, but it's because, like, and they told me we were going to go to trial with them because her baby daddy actually wanted to testify for us because she was finessing. Like, she went to the hospital. They said no stitches. She went home. She was fucking a doctor. She told the doctor to give her stitches in her house. She was just trying to get a lawsuit. And, you know, the only problem is it became a cost beneficial type of thing where it's like, hey, if we go to trial, we're going to spend $150,000, $200,000, and we could just pay this stupid ass, lame ass bitch like this amount of money. Especially because she had gotten surgery. So she had gotten surgery claiming that she couldn't use her arm right, all that type of shit. But yeah, they play these games. That's why I tell people, stay the fuck away from Pluto. You know, that's my nigga. But whatever. Okay, cool. So Chris Brown, so she's owed $13 million. That $13 million is gonna get thrown out. It's gonna get thrown out. So the thing with Shorty is that her face got riddled with bites. So like her face looked deformed and she had to get surgery. So in reality, based on what Chris Brown makes, $13 million isn't that crazy. I know you might be like, $13 million for a dog bite. Well, her face was mauled. So like she could make the argument that, yo, I can't get a man. I can't like fucking get a job. I can't do nothing. My face is done up. Obviously, she got plastic surgery this and third. Like she looks decent, but you know, according to how it goes, once you get once you have to get surgery for those things, it becomes really up there. So she got the judgment of $13 million. She's like, all right, Chris, give me $13 million. Now, Chris Brown, I told you, he's getting at least he's probably getting I want to say $2 million per show. I think he's getting $2 million. Usher's getting $150. Actually, more than that, because these are stadiums. And an arena at the highest end, at least in hip hop, Drake will make $4 million per arena show. But this is a stadium. So a stadium could probably net Bad Bunny could get $9 or $8 million for a show for a stadium. For these two guys, I think it's gonna be 6 to 7. I think Chris is getting about 60 to 65%. So if it's 66 to 7 million, I think Chris is probably getting about 3 to 3.5 million per show. Okay, so yeah, maybe even 4 million. So he's probably getting $4 million a show. The money Shorty was awarded is $13 million. So I know you're probably like, damn, it's a lot of money. Well, it's probably 3 shows for Chris Brown, so he'll be okay. But even then, I'm pretty sure he's like, bro, I'm not paying no fucking bitch. I'm not paying no bitch no fucking $13 million. Now, fuck out of here. They're going to try to get this thing thrown out. And they're probably going to even on a payment schedule, because unless she wants to wait for forever, and Chris Brown could just keep paying his lawyers a couple $100,000 just to keep prolonging it, maybe she's going to settle for, okay, fuck the $13 million. Just give me $7 million cash. You cut the debt in half, and that's basically 2 shows. Maybe that happens, but I think Chris Brown might be fighting this to say, I'm not paying nothing. So let's try to go back to court. Let's get it thrown out. I'm going to appeal. I'm not paying this bullshit, right? So again, she's trying to collect, but it's really too early to collect because Chris Brown's going to file a bunch of motions, and Chris Brown's saying that, no, you're not going to pay her automatically, because what happens when you get a civil judgment, you don't automatically get paid. You need a judge to enforce you getting paid unless the person just pays you, right? Which if, maybe if it was a beef over $10,000, maybe the person just pays you because they thought they were going to win the case. But $13 million, nobody's going to pay you without a court order, right? So, yeah, there's an order that you owe it, but the order to pay it, granted that Chris Brown has a tour, he has bills, he has whatever, so we're going to see where that goes to. But look like he's saying now, you're not going to be taking my Usher tour money or the Chris Brown Usher tour money. Fuck out of here. We're going to have to do a lot more digging, okay? All right. Went over the Boosie shit already. Yeah, I do know there's some new Dirk motions. We're gonna move that till tomorrow, chat. Okay, I'm gonna hit the 4-hour mark in 12 minutes, and then I'm not gonna lie, it's 5 o'clock. I'm calling it. I love y'all though. I love y'all. Shout out to 6'10" NBA player Enes Kanter. He is now declaring himself for the 2027 WNBA draft after the WNBA is claiming that they'll welcome trans people. So they're saying, hey, trans, y'all could come in here. And they're like, so you're saying men could turn into women on some Joanna Man shit and play? So here's the funny thing about it. And this is usually people just kind of fucking with society and legislation. Here's how the WNBA wrote it in their decree. They said, yeah, if you're trans, as long as you declared to be trans, you could come here. They're not saying you got to snip the dick off. They're not saying none of that. They're saying that as long as you declare. They don't even got to say you got to be on hormones. You got to have at least went to a surgery. None of that. So basically, the WNBA has agreed that it will accept and welcome players that look like men, but as long as they claim they're a woman, they could play. So you know what's happening? All the NBA players who can't play in the real league is like, yo, I'm a woman. Yo, come get me. Put me in, coach. So Enes Kanter, he did a whole he did a whole trailer for it. Look.
After careful consideration and reviewing the current eligibility guidelines, I am officially declaring myself a WNBA prospect. If simply declaring who you are is all that's required, then I meet every single requirement necessary to compete in the WNBA. My team and I have carefully examined the WNBA's eligibility criteria and governing framework surrounding self-identification and inclusion. Based on the current guidelines, I can and am officially declaring my eligibility for the upcoming WNBA draft in May 2027. I am definitely not here to mock, make fun of, or disrespect any community or personal choices. I am simply asking that the current rules be applied equally to everyone. The rules that represent the very values many WNBA players and coaches have publicly advocated for. My team and I are prepared to ensure these guidelines are applied equally, consistently, and without exception. And I look forward to the WNBA honoring its stated principles. See you at training camp.
Nigga said, see you at training camp. You know what's funny? He's not the only one. There's another nigga who did it. There's another nigga who did it. Former NBA player Royce White. He says, yo, he want to get up in there too. Okay? Listen to this shit. Yo, chat. All the niggas who can't compete with men no more, they're ready to go dunk on the women on some Joanna Man shit. Look at this nigga. Wait, what the fuck? Come on, play the shit, bro. Bro, stop playing me. All right, bro. See, this is why. Twitter always got the easy clips, bro. His name is Royce White. All right, watch. I'm gonna find on here. Look. See?
Oh, earlier this week I made the announcement. I'm transgender. I'm a woman.
I'm transgender. I made the announcement. I'm transgender. Oh nah, Chad. Oh no. Y'all made the announcement, bro. Yo, I'm one of them.
Oh, earlier this week I made the announcement. I'm transgender. I'm a woman. I identify as sometimes identifying as a woman for purposes of basketball, professional basketball. So I'll be declaring for the WNBA draft in 2027 as well. I mean, I think I'd be unstoppable. But I'm a team first guy.
I mean, he kind of old, man. Yo, if Angel Reese can't guard this nigga, man, Angel Reese is ass, bro. Like, what the fuck? Yo, let this nigga in the league, man. I actually want to see him. Got fully gray beard. He looked like he might be 45. Like, if Angel Reese, who's like 20-something, can't like fucking cross him up and dunk on him, like, she's trash.
I'm a pass first kind of player.
Pass first. Yeah, all right, nigga. Nigga, if I was in the WNBA, nigga, I'd take every shot, nigga. Like, I'm like, yo, bro, you ever seen that Will Smith, that Fresh Prince of Bel-Air shit when, like, Will Smith was playing, they drew up every play and be like, do this, pass it to Will. Do this, pass it to Will. Everything was pass to Will, nigga. Will take all the shots, nigga. If I'm in the WNBA, I'm taking all the shots, nigga. Trust.
Do the little things. I led my team in all 5 major stat categories at Iowa State University. So I do a little bit of everything. I'll do whatever the coach needs me to do. I'll do whatever the girls need me to do. I think the WNBA could come out and make a definitive statement about guys with a pair of balls playing in the Women's Association. But hey, that'd be probably too much like right. So. And I don't want to be discriminated against. No, I want fair treatment. I'm a young black, hopefully United States senator that would like a fair chance to participate as a sometimes identifying as a transgender woman athlete.
Classic, chat. Classic.
Oh, nice move there by
They haven't even been publicly trans for 72 hours.
Big man
and I'm already getting so much hate. I just want to hoop with my girls.
What the?
In my feminine era. I ain't gonna lie to you. I think Angel Reese will block that shit. Angel Reese will block that. Nah, Angel Reese will block that shit, bro.
Big man.
As I stated a few days ago, I'm declaring for the draft. I identify sometimes as a transgender woman. My wig is in the mail. Or that's him, her. Nah, this is on time right here.
I'm training my wigs yet, but I'm looking into some good ones. I don't know much about the wigs, but I'm looking into some. And I just hope that the bangs on the wig don't get into my eyesight, so I can play like I need to play.
What would stop you from declaring for the WNBA draft?
I think the WNBA could come out and make a definitive statement about guys with a pair of balls playing in the women's association. But hey, that'd be probably too much like right. So.
And unless they do that, you're very certain you're going to be declaring, right?
Oh no, I'm declaring. Yeah, no, and I don't want to be discriminated against. No, I want fair treatment. I'm a black, I'm a young black, hopefully United States senator that would like a fair chance to participate as a sometimes identifying as a transgender woman athlete.
How do you think the women players in the WNBA will feel about this?
Well, I think they're going to have nightmares, as they should. Yeah, I mean, I'm 260 pounds, 265 pounds, 6'8", can palm a man's basketball probably as easily as any player in history. I think I had the third biggest hands in the modern NBA draft combine in history of the modern NBA draft combine. So, yeah, I'm sure that the women's basketball is going to fare even easier to palm, which is a huge advantage. We saw that with Michael Jordan and other great players. So they're going to have nightmares, and they should because I really feel like I'm going to be dominant.
If you make it to the WNBA, you plan to use the women's locker room and all that with them?
I mean, of course. I mean, I don't want to be discriminated against. I mean, come on. Why wouldn't I use the women's locker room? I grew up playing basketball since I was about 5 years old, and a lot of
W troll.
Women in my family. My little sister is a collegiate basketball player, D1 collegiate basketball player, and I've grown up knowing a lot of girls and women's basketball players. The great Nancy Lieberman was one of my coaches, Lady Magic over in the Big Three, and I have great respect for the skill of women's basketball.
Yo, chat, we gotta be honest, man. Yo, I don't know who's pushing this bullshit. Yo, listen, y'all trannies, man, you gotta cut your dick off, nigga, and be on like testosterone or like estrogen for like 3 years before you can play. Like, come on, man. You're not about to like. Yo, I watch Angel Reese, bro, and it's like watching Angel Reese play basketball is like watching Krishan Rock's son trying to walk. Like, no disrespect. It's like, okay, we got you still. But yo, come on, bruv. Yo, y'all gotta cut it out, man. Cut this shit out, chat. Cut it out. Yo, you ever watch Angel Reese play basketball? Angel Reese is the only person I've never seen like some highlight shit of, bro. Like his lowlights all over the place, bro. Oh, hold on. Wait, nah, let's go back. Nah, this is too good. Wait, I'll close it out here.
And even at the girls' level in high school, you see that the girls have to play a much more skilled game because they don't have some of the physical God-given abilities or natural physical abilities as the men. So I have great respect for the women's game, but there's a significant difference between biological men and women.
Yo, chat, I think I could drop like 15 points in the WNBA. This is WNBA, bro. It's a WNBA, dog.
And I think we've blurred that line like we've blurred many other lines unnecessarily. And I plan to exploit that for my economic and athletic benefit.
You mentioned the other players are going to have nightmares about you. Is there any player in the WNBA that you think could match up well with you?
No. Maybe Enos. Maybe me and Enos should play on the same team. That'd be good. We the Twin Towers, right? We think alike. We both criticized China and the Uyghur Muslims. We both almost went to Kentucky. He went to Kentucky, ended up getting drafted without playing. I was set to go to Kentucky. I ended up at Iowa State. But maybe this is the how it was supposed to all play out. Me and Enos Cantor running off about 5-6 WNBA championships.
Did Enos inspire you to make this decision, or did you already have the idea?
I think I was first. I think his must have been today or yesterday. I was about 3 days ago. But great minds think alike. Great minds think alike. There's no time limit on.
Why does she say Fox News Digital in the corner?
These things. When great ideas and great opportunities pop up like this, you just got to jump on them and ride them all the way.
What happens if you go undrafted? No one signs you though.
Oh well, then I have to file a discrimination lawsuit, right? I mean that's ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna have to have a huge legal battle about discrimination if I can't play. I'd like to know what the parameters are. What exactly are the specifics? What criteria do I need to meet in order to be able to play exactly? I mean, is it just a wig? Do I have to cut my beard? Does my voice have to get a little bit lighter? Do I have to do this snip?
Nah, you got it.
I'd like to know the specifics of the criteria, and I hope they'd be able to defend it in a court of law. I'm sure their pals over at the NBA front office will be giving them some legal assistance. The attorneys over there at Prokshire and Rose will be giving them some legal assistance, but put themselves in quite a pickle here.
Yo, chat, they got it, bro. They got it. Yo, chat, it is 5 o'clock, man. I'm going to let y'all go. We did 4 hours today. I know I was late today. I apologize. I was late clocking in. I was on some nigga shit today. I was late clocking in. It's all good. We did 4 hours, though. Or like 4 hours with the intro, but yeah, it's all good. Chat, I'm going to be back tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be day what? Day 5? It's all good. Chat, just clap it up for me. I got on here even late. We rocked out till 5. I love y'all. We had a little bullshit topics at the end, but it's all good. Thank you so much. You guys are, the reason why I exist. And this is why, like, after a trip like I just came from, I had such a great time in the show. I'm like, yo, bro, you got to go put some work in with your audience, and we're going to keep it going. So I'll be back on a little bit later. Oh, so Drake's doing the stream tomorrow. He's doing the gambling stream. So he's doing a stream with Steak. But anytime. Oh, you want me to leak some details? I don't even tell you where I got this from. Yo, but I don't think this is happening, though. Supposedly, they've been casting in, like, Toronto for, like, air hostess. So, like, supposedly this next Drake stream tomorrow is going to be on Air Drake. And, like, he casted a bunch of chicks to, like, be, like, the flight attendants and shit like that. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I know a few Toronto things, and that's what they telling me. Like, one of the few Toronto things, like, yo, we got an email. And I'm like, well, he is doing a stream. So I'm connecting the dots. I didn't talk to Drake. Drake didn't tell me that. But let's see, all right? That's just for y'all. But apparently it might be on Air Drake because they're casting girls. One of the things I know, like, you know what I mean? Apparently she was she got hit up to do casting. Well, actually, today was a fitting. Today was the fit-in for the girls who, like, they hit up. And I guess if they made the final cut, tomorrow is the shoot. But supposedly it's Air Drake. And it's like a gambling stream or whatever. I don't know. Maybe Ben Nadon or somebody's going to be there. I guess Aiden can't really be on these anymore because, like, Aiden's on a rain bet. But we'll see how it looks like. Apparently Drake is giving away at least $1 million. But it's Drake and Steak. So it's Steak's 9th birthday. So, like, it's going to be crazy. Anyway, we'll be here. I hit my Steak people up and be like, yo, I know y'all going to be giving all the gifts away to the bitches now. But if y'all do want to throw, like, maybe a little 700,000 to me, like, it's all good. I'll take the little 700K. I'll take this a little, but it's all good. So anyway, chat, we will be streaming around that time. His stream is at 8, so I'll catch you a little bit before and whatever. We'll rock out, all right? I love y'all. Please go to sleep. Go have a good time. And chat, ain't nothing bigger than us, man. Ain't nothing bigger than y'all.